All right. Hello, ABL and fans of the ABL. I am Alan. I've got Tony of the Marlins. I've got Cal of the Angels. Everybody knows these guys already. This is not going to be the usual this week in ABL pods. I kind of wanted to relax a little bit and have a little bit more fun than talking about everybody's teams that are doing better than mine, except maybe Tony's, I guess. So maybe we would have had a guy here that's worse than me. But what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little ABL, and we're going to tier rank the City Connect jerseys, the 18 that are out so far. First, I want to point out to everybody how awesome I think Cal's Angels hat is. I mentioned that before we went on. I love that hat. The more I look at it, the more I like it. Now, I am colorblind, but to me, it does look like there's something in like the wings. What is that, like gold or?
Yes, I believe it's like I think we got. Let's see. There's orange in between. There's purple on the outer. In the middle, there's orange. Then I think the A has like yellow, and then the gold that's in the wings, and then on the A is of course red.
I like it, man.
It's kind of cool. Yeah, I like it. It's more of like an Arizona type feel. I don't. It's kind of odd for for LA, I think, but I thought it was sick. I saw it at Hibbett's, and I shouldn't have been in Hibbett's anyways. I never get anything there, but I saw that hat, and I'm like, I gotta get that. I gotta rep the brand. So
that is such a mall. Hibbett's is such a mall sports store. I don't know if they have standalones. I've only ever seen them at malls, but like that just.
They do have one. There's one like in Keokuk. I mean, these guys wouldn't know, but they open a Hibbett's in Keokuk, and it's very weird. I don't think anyone visits there. I think they just launder money because I don't understand how it's still open. It's been there for 2 years, and I haven't seen anyone go in. So I don't. It's incredible.
Well, that's because you pronounce the name of the. That's because you pronounce the name of the city wrong. It's Keokuk.
That's right. It is Keokuk. People get mad if you say otherwise, but yeah, it's not Keo. That's too accurate.
The only thing I know Keokuk from, other than like living in the Midwest and kind of being exposed, there was an episode of The Simpsons where Krusty was trying to teach like a clown college. He was trying to train a bunch of regional Krusties, and Keokuk was on the list of everybody needs to remember these funny place names, these funny sounding place names. It was Keokuk, Cucamonga, and Seattle were the three that he was trying to teach everybody were funny. And Keokuk always, and that's how he said it in the show too. So he didn't say it right either, Tony. Cal, I love your hat, Tony. That is the Cubs City Connect.
Yeah.
Am I? That's correct though.
There we go. Right? Yeah, it's got the Wrigleyville.
Gonna peel it off. Wrigleyville. Yeah, so that is the Cubs City Connect.
Yes.
I gotta say, I don't love it. Like just straight off the top, don't love it. If I looked at that and I didn't know any better, I would not necessarily think that is Chicago.
Do you think it's like an AHL team or something?
So what it is
it just doesn't look like Chicago. It doesn't look like the Cubs.
They use the colors of the city flag of Chicago. Chicago has a city flag.
Yeah, and they have like 4 stars.
That's what. Yeah, it's what. Yeah. So I mean. I like the blue, but I wish they would have had something that was Cubby blue. Like this is like Carolina Tar Heel blue and like dark blue. It's not Cubby blue.
But it is flag blue.
It doesn't.
That's unfortunate. It is flag blue. It's the color of the flag.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, it's the color of the flag. Yeah,
and
I mean, like to your point, Alan. When I was down in spring training, they had the City Connect stuff at the store in spring training. And some people were like, well, what's this color scheme about? Like, what does it mean? And like the worker for the store had trouble explaining, well, it's like a special thing and it's with the flag of Chicago. Like she was struggling to explain
exactly.
City
Connect. I like those aspects of it, but it just like, to me, I still think it should be not obvious who it's representing, but there should be some indication. You should be able to pick it up if you're a fairly casual fan like of baseball. You shouldn't be looking at these jerseys and saying, who the hell are these guys? Now, of course, the Cubs, it says Wrigley, right across the front on the jersey, but that hat,
nope, I agree.
Yeah, it just doesn't do it for me. I mean, it's a fine hat, but it really doesn't scream Cubs to me or scream. I mean, maybe if the thing, what's the thing in the middle of the sea?
It's a star. They have 4 stars, I think it is on the.
Yeah, so it's like, I think if I remember right, it's like It's like striped, and in the
Yeah,
middle of
and
the
then there's like
stripes is
four
the four
stars.
red stars.
Yeah, and I don't know what they mean. I
Like,
always see them on
I
those.
blame Chicago for how bad the jerseys are. I mean, that's their fault. Make a better flag if you're really gonna put it on them. But it's really not that bad. I think it's fine.
As
I
much
think
as
they're
I feel
fine.
like I'm going to criticize some of these, I know that I couldn't do better. So like it kind of makes me feel like a dick. But that's I'm a person that cannot do, but I can.
Well,
That's
full
why
disclosure,
I
are you popping up images of all these?
So I thought about that beforehand. I was going to try to do a Google
Like a PowerPoint?
Slides,
Oh,
but a
yeah.
bunch of the pictures that I had were not properly formatted and couldn't be put on there.
Dang.
So what I'm going to have is I will have a share screen up with like the tier maker, and we'll see the little pictures, but I don't know how those are going to read on the screen for people watching. So this might be terrible. I mean, for anybody that just listens, it's probably going to be really terrible because it's mostly a visual thing. And for the people that watch, I'm sorry. I didn't think ahead.
I think they should just know ball ahead of time, and then just like no the jerseys. That's as simple as
anybody that complains about not being able to see it. Then we'll know who doesn't know ball. They will out
exactly
not knowing ball.
Yes.
Oh man, Don might be right. Don says Cincy wins this hands down, and I do think this. Spoiler, Cincy. I just love black and red, man. It's just it's really hard to mess up black and red,
especially the way they did it.
Cincy did it right.
So, spoiler, in my usual preparation, I've seen none of them.
12 beers.
Perfect.
Well, it's going to be 12 beers. Yeah. That's
one per jersey.
Yeah, 18. I got plenty.
Tony
of,
has
plenty
to down
of
a beer in the amount of time we talk about every jersey. Okay, so before we get into the jerseys, we did want to do some ABL stuff since it's probably mostly going to be ABL guys that are listening to this. So we did we each came up with some pretenders or contenders and pretenders, however you want to order it. But we each did a contender pretender from the AL and the NL, and so we're going to start with our contenders. We're going to go through and list our contenders, a little bit of reasoning, a little bit of discussion. Then we'll get into some of the City Connect stuff, and halfway through that, maybe we'll do the pretenders, and then try to wrap it up and see if we can keep it under 3 hours. Tony must have been doing one of these or something. So the way he's moving back and forth, I thought I drank 12 beers. Settle down, Tony. Settle down. All right, Tony. Do you want to start us off with your AL contender? Now, I guess, but sorry, I interrupt you before you even start here. We talked about this before we started, how this is pretty subjective and how there's no really clear-cut definition on what exactly I meant by contender when I told Tony to come up with a contender and pretender. So we're going to let Tony's reasoning, speak for itself and see what we think about that. So go ahead, Tony. AL contender.
My AL contender is the Detroit Tigers. For me, it's just we kind of mentioned it, and we gave Brendan a hard time for it in the chat about that might make him a pretender because of his managing of his fantasy managing of teams. I'm in a few leagues with John, and he's always done really well, except last year in the ABL. And when he has a team, he'll go for it. I mean, he was 3 points, Alan, away from beating Duke in year one?
I think it was fewer than 5, if I recall.
Yeah, it was. I mean, if it wasn't for that, he would have been the original champion. He's got two starters on the injured list. And he has, if you scroll down a little, and he also has Gavin Stone coming up.
Stone pitched.
Yeah, tonight. He got promoted.
Tonight,
I mean, yeah. Look at this. This guy has 4 starts on Monday.
Oh. Man.
He did. Yeah, he didn't use.
But I mean, look at how many
Ortiz. That's going to hurt. 18 points out of Ortiz, but yeah, he's got some depth.
Yeah. So he's got enough depth to withstand some. He's already lost 2 starters, I think it is.
At least, yeah, he lost Cavalli, Michael Grove, count him. Turnbull was already kind of down, I think, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, all of them have bloated ERAs, but I mean, they're starters. The ABL starters are starter.
Yeah, Turnbull's had a 19.5-point game. I don't think I can really argue with that. I mean, he's going to get Royce Lewis back before
he's got everybody's favorite Cub, Morel. Everyone knows my opinion there, but
Sparky.
And look at all the, he's got flexibility there. He can withstand injuries. I mean, look, you got Merrifield, you got Morel, and Renifro, or however you say that. Who've got at least 3 positions that you can swap around.
It's a pretty tough division he's in, though.
It is. It is. But,
it's a very tough division.
Like we know, Brendan will overthink it and overmanage it, and then John will come.
Yeah, I like so. I like where you went with the Tigers because how I was kind of looking at it myself was avoiding like the Royals and the Pirates and the Cardinals, like the obvious front runners. The Dodgers, I wasn't going to put the Dodgers on there. He's 18-3. It's obvious he's a contender.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of like the direction you went with going with the Tigers. Cal, who did you go with your AL contender?
AL, I went with the Rays, which I think is probably not one of those people I looked at. They just seem kind of like a middling team, especially where they're at in their own division. They're 3rd in their division. I do think Gary right now is overperforming as far as like how he's getting his wins. I think if there's going to be any slack there in the East, Dom would be there to pick it up. Not Dom, Chris will pick it up. I live in the past, apparently. I got caught myself, but you got his offense. I do like because he's got some serious pieces to work with. He's got Yandy Diaz, who, if you are a Savant guy, you like Yandy Diaz a little bit. Will Smith, who probably the 2nd best hitting catcher in baseball because I had the first. And we got Max Muncy, who's been on a tear. I don't know if that's a season-long Max Muncy. Probably not, if we're being honest. But even if you get a little bit of his production, that's great. You do not expect that going into the year.
4 points a game out of Muncy might be
a
little much right now.
Overvalued, yeah.
But he can give you that for a few weeks at a time, certainly.
There are concerns. I mean, Buxton will probably spontaneously combust. He's played 40 games so far, so you're kind of waiting on that to happen. But he got the nervous call up recently. He still has Garcia, who I think is underperforming. Maybe he'll hit his stride. I don't know. Maybe we've seen as much as we can from him. He's just a middling bat who has a decent glove. I do worry about his offensive depth, but that can be fixed because as long as he has his core offense, he can put in depth guys as the season goes on. He can figure that out. His pitching, he does have 5 starters, and if Peterson gets recalled for any Mets injuries, he's got 6. Whitlock coming back, he could have 7. So he has a lot of options that might be coming down the stretch for him, which could launch him into being one of the top teams in the AL East by second half, I think. Whether or not these, possibilities ever come to fruition, I mean, I don't know. I don't freaking know. But that I do think the East is somewhat vulnerable, and I think that the Rays can take advantage of it.
As the owner,
it's hard to disagree with.
As the owner of their 1st round pick next year, I hope all of the negative happens.
All right, so we got Tigers, we got Rays. I stuck with the Central, and I went with Cleveland. Mark is a little bit down and out right now. The Guardian record maybe does not reflect how well the team has played, but the primary reason I went with Cleveland is that he's been kind of hanging in there as well as he has, and he's going to get back Glasnow and Woodruff and Wright at some point. Now, will it be good Kyle Wright? Will it be mediocre Kyle Wright? Whatever. But the 2 primary, Glasnow and Woodruff, I mean, I can't think of a bigger trade Mark could make than getting 2 guys like that back in the rotation. Now, they may not come back at exactly the same time, but that's going to be a huge boost to a team that has still put up 6,500 points, largely without these guys. So I do think Cleveland is pretty dangerous. Now, just like I said to Tony with the Tigers, that's a tough division. And not necessarily because they're going to play each other a lot like through the schedule, but it's going to be tough to consistently gain ground on everybody ahead of him. Like, the Royals are going to continue to be tough. The Twins are going to continue to be tough. The Tigers are going to continue to be tough. I mean, really, the Centrals in both leagues just look really like scratch and claw tough. Maybe that the very bottom, you have the Reds in one and the White Sox in the other. Like, maybe those guys, well, not maybe for the White Sox. Like, the White Sox don't have a realistic shot this year. But the Reds, you look a few weeks back, the Reds put up 300 points. Like, even the Reds in that division can put up a 300-point week. So, I went with Cleveland. Maybe not, a surprise, but I think it's going to be huge. Of course, it's going to be huge to get Glasnow and Woodruff back. That's not some crazy opinion or anything. But, yeah, look out for Mark. He knows what he's doing. Clearly, he's kind of turned water into wine before, going from year 1 to year 2, worst to playoffs. So, yeah, that's my contender. And we will do how do we want to do? Do we want to do NL contenders now too? We want to do all the contenders now? Or
no, let's do 3 or 4 teams. Let's do 3 or 4 of these City Connects.
3 or 4 jerseys.
We'll knock out it.
All right.
Yeah, and then so that way it's spaced.
Stack them in. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, so I made this. Now I don't know how well this is going to show up. It's okay. It's not terrible, I guess. I'm looking at it on the screen. It's not.
Yeah, it's fine. I like it. It's fine.
Yeah, it's not great.
Plaintiff piss.
So we have our tiers here are the brilliant / elite tier, and then there's good, but there's something I don't like that keeps it from being brilliant. There's league average. There's I'm pretty indifferent to this jersey. I can take it or leave it. And then there's the plate of piss. I can't believe this got through the guys in PR or marketing or whatever it might be. How did they do this?
One second, I gotta change my lighting. It's getting bad in here. It's getting dark.
I was gonna say, did we just lose Cal? My God, no, we didn't.
There's
so yeah, those are your tiers. Tony and Cal did not see this beforehand. I didn't even tell them that there were going to be 5 different tiers. So this is as new to them as it is to anybody else watching. We do have a second mystery person watching, and so it's Don and somebody. It could be Russian spam bots. It could be, who else could it be? It could be Brendan, maybe. Maybe it'd be Brendan.
He would have already said something. We would have riled him up.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, he would be like lurking. Dodger Joe lurks sometimes. All right. Anyway, let's get into this. So I did 3 pictures for each. So like one for each of us. There's 3 of us. So I did 3 pictures, and to get a little variety of I tried to find 3 different pictures for each of these. So let's start with the Angels. And Cal, why don't you give us your opinion on? There's Thor wearing it.
Mm-hmm.
There's Trout.
Yep.
I don't know who that is. Off Justin Upton? No, it looks like
Yeah, sure. Why
it's
not?
Definitely not Justin Upton.
Hey,
put that right in the league average because I'm gonna be
back in a minute or so.
Okay, no problem.
You're good.
Yeah, directly in the league average because I even wrote in my notes like this is the bar that is set for the rest of the league of like if it's above this, okay, you did a good job. If it's below this, work on it. Like it's serviceable.
This is the David Fletcher of City Connect.
Yeah, they'll play second every now and again for you. Maybe get some eligibility, but it's not going to do much. It's still hitting 220.
He might hit 300, but there's no power. He might steal a few bags. He'll play adequate defense, but
I like it. I like that a lot. That works for me. But yeah, I'm glad you brought them up because we actually have something to work off of for each jersey now.
Yeah,
totally league average. Absolutely. But
I think that's pretty. I want to bring if I hope like Jeff or one of the other guys. Like, oh man, maybe it was Russian spam bot because now we are down to only one.
we
Viewer.
called out the freaking
Uh,
Russians and Putin
So
took
yeah,
them
whenever
away.
when somebody gets hurt, and we always say, oh, maybe he had to poop. I hope Tony just had to poop. I hope he did.
Day to day, pooping.
Because he said he really wolfed down a sub, like right before he subbed. Maybe
Yeah,
it just
dude.
destroyed him, and maybe he just
You
had to
can't
poop.
have a
Hopefully it's
sub
no big deal.
in a 6-pack and be like, I'll be fine for a whole pod.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
Just so you know, I heard what you said. I have a surprise, and I want you to do my ABL team next. And I will. Is it my turn? Is it my turn to give my opinion on the Angels?
On the Angels. Yeah, on the Angels.
It looks rather blah.
Mhm.
Like nothing exciting.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely. Totally agree with that.
Like, I would probably say indifferent.
Indifferent? Okay, that's a fair ranking.
Yeah, just because it's not like amazing, obviously, but it's not like horrible. Like, it's the Angels.
I like the off-white. I'm a big fan of off-white. It always looks kind of classy. And it's okay. It's fine. But yeah, it's the mean for everything else. Like we go off of that. But yeah, Tony is indifferent on it, and I think it's
Tony
fair.
going indifferent. Yeah, and I mean, I think you guys are.
You have a dog.
You guys are both kind of the dog, man. It's like it just is.
I hear you. Listen. I come from a home of many dogs. I totally get
anybody makes a noise outside. It could be anything, and
car goes by.
He just
Nightmare.
can't. He just can't handle it. Yeah, he's fine with going and shitting in all these people's yards, but if they make any sound or anything,
don't come on my land.
Unacceptable. It's so ridiculous. But
you get the hell out.
He's just not. He's just not a very nice dog.
Now,
I think you guys are both right about the Angels. There's nothing particularly, snazzy about it, but it's also not terrible.
Right.
ESPN did a ranking of these. That's what I'm going.
I don't want to listen to ESPN on a single thing.
Oh yeah, I don't care what ESPN.
I'm just using it because they have images.
I did. Well, I copied all their meanings in case we needed to cite them because they put what they're all for. In case we're like, what the heck are they doing here? We can at least reference it.
Before we started, I had to go look up Boston's because I did.
That's the reason I did it because I'm like, why are they yellow again? And there was no reason, they didn't.
Yeah, there's no reason for the yellow. It's like, the font is because of the marathon or all this.
Yeah, it was
no reason for the yellow.
The city worker. I don't know what it is.
It was something. Josh went off on that one day because he said he defended it because it was
the yellow that the harbor turned when they dumped all the into it. And yeah, we'll get to that when we get to. But yeah, I'm going to go with
Brian Bello in it.
I'm going to go with
Cal.
Crazy. I'm going to go with league average. I think I like the David Fletcher thing, and I prefer your Angels hat now to any aspect of the City Connect.
Yeah.
So
I agree with that.
Whoever made that Hibbert's well, they probably didn't make it, but who the hell ever. There's nice snazzy color there, but it's not like pastel-y in your face weird color. It just kind of blends. It goes good with the all white.
It's got a lining to it as well. I don't know if we can see that at all.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But kind of
now see that's quality. That's people don't see that unless you want them to. Really, it's mostly just the guy wearing it that's going to see that, but they still put it in there. See that? I like that. I don't dislike this City. I just don't particularly like it. So yeah, I'm going league average. Next. Tony indifferent. I mean, I guess league average and indifferent are pretty close together. But I needed to fill 5.
I'll think of it. I'll think of a term if we can change it still.
So
give me a little bit.
So I said I had a suggestion of who I want to go next. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you want to do the Marlins?
Yes. I told you. Alan, what was this? About 2 months ago, I sent you a picture. So I got this sweet hat.
Yes.
And we didn't know what it was for. You're like, holy cow, that hat is sweet. And
that is a fucking cool hat.
It's got the Marlin right there. I like the color scheme of it. I mean, you got the MM on the hat.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of a really good minor league hat.
Yeah,
that's what it reminds me of.
Yeah. That's what it was.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was like Cuba had a team in the 40s or 50s, and it was like the Sugar Kings, and they were the
Ah,
Reds affiliate, AAA, and so that's what they based it off of.
wow.
So yeah, you're dead
Okay.
on. Yeah,
That's a
you,
flat.
That's a cool bit of history.
I
Yeah.
hate the flat bill. By the way, I'm not a flat bill.
I can always curve it. If I
That
gotta
does not
steam
surprise
it,
me that you hate the flat bill.
Just absolutely dumb. The
That's,
hat's meant to be.
that is
You can learn a
so
lot
that
about a
is
person
that is
based on
very
their
on
build
brand for you.
preference.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Brilliant Elite on this one.
Oh, all right.
Oh, okay,
I
we're
like-
skipping to the Marlins. Okay, yes.
Yeah, I
yeah,
like
we're
I
gonna
like
skip to the Marlins at Tony's request.
I like the because I looked down and I saw. Remember, I haven't seen any of these. I looked
Right.
down, and that's why
It's
I
the
said, "Holy
red that
shit!"
pops out of nowhere. Yeah, definitely.
I gotta go inside and get this hat if we're gonna. Because I mean,
And I honestly, I don't think it's bias. You know that bias that it's your ABL team. I mean, it is a really good, especially that hat specifically that you're wearing. I really love.
the Bills come as straight as
themselves,
possible.
Do you like the red? Do you like the red tops?
I that goes back to like the Marlins always having those bright standoutish colors.
I believe that's like part of the thing. Like if
Cubans,
you're gonna go
yeah.
Sugar Kings, you have
Yeah.
to go with that. Like that. I believe that's the red that they wore. So this kind of comes with the territory.
Yeah, and if that has a Cuban relation, especially, I mean,
Yeah.
being Miami, like that
Yeah.
just makes sense. It seems like they really went with like the heritage of at least a significant section of the city.
Definitely
for these City Connects. So yeah, it's like when you think Marlins, you don't think red,
Yep.
but this is a jersey that kind of makes you ask why. Makes you want to know why. Like, why would you associate with them? Are they a relatively new team still? So like, where does this history come from? And you get a little history lesson if you want to dig deep enough into it. Man, yeah, I quite like these. I didn't want to put anything in Elite already, but
it's good. It's good, but for me, just as reference.
So what's the but? What's the but for you?
So the but. Okay, so there are things that I appreciate about it. Right, is like, look, someone who clearly loved baseball did this. Like they were in on it. Because if it was just like a corporate design team, they would have been like, what if we did like a cool neon Miami Vice kind of like nightclub theme with palm trees?
You do know that was the original, right?
I mean, I don't doubt that they would do that. Absolutely, they would. I mean, I know
that was the original.
Yeah.
No, the Miami Vice thing was the original design.
Oh goodness. No.
Like this, I'm reading the ESPN article, and like everything you're saying spot on. Like the Sugar Canes.
Stop giving ESPN airtime.
Yeah, get those
my
ESPN
podcast.
Right now.
God damn it!
Get him, Jason Stark. You already got fired. Hey.
I'm just gonna drink beer.
But while it is like I love the history behind it, I think it's one of the cooler stories. The design is only get you so far, and I don't think it's like elite. I think it's great. I think the story's great, but it's not elite. There's other jerseys I want to put in there. I think they're better than that. So if there's something I'm going to put above it, then it can't be elite. So yeah, I'll put it in good, but
yeah, I kind of agree with that. The tops. While I'm okay with the color, it's a pretty basic, just Miami. I mean, I don't know what I want instead.
That's what I agree with, because I just said that the one thing I
didn't
didn't want.
Other, like, flair there, and there's just something. It just leaves a little something to be desired. Like they're very good, but they don't quite hit that peak that I want to call something elite.
Right.
So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Cal there. And I did notice when I was grabbing these pictures, it's kind of funny how many of these pictures feature a guy that is no longer with that team. For all these City Connect jerseys, it's a little bit weird. But Pablo right there,
I see
no
Belly
longer with the team. Syndergaard, no longer with the team. Yeah, Belly, not with the team. Soto, not with the team. Yeah, there's quite a few of them. Oh, Whit Merrifield does one of the Royals ones, not with the team. Yeah, it's like, yeah, these guys really represent us. Let's have them do the City Connect. Oh yeah, you're out of here less than a year later. So yeah. But yeah, so Marlins, yeah, very cool hat for Tony. Yeah, I do remember you showing me that some time ago, and I did lose my shit about it a little bit because I thought it was a really, really cool hat. So comes full circle. you happen to be on the City Connect. I mean, we didn't really plan this much more than a few days ago, really. So this wasn't.
I didn't even know. I didn't even
Yeah, that's
realize
kinda
until I looked
interesting.
at both this hat and the shirt that I had that they were
it's so
City
weird.
Connect. Yeah.
Okay, let's
So-
go to the Braves. Cal, you start us off with the Braves here. How do you? I
You really
don't
want
think
me
we
to?
can really see them terribly
I
well.
would love
but-
to start with these. Thank you so much.
Sure.
I want to be in the room for these board meetings or whatever this is, this pitch meeting. What do you say as the designer? Be like, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna take an old jersey that everyone liked as a City Connect uniform, and we're gonna put the on it and see what happens. See if they just eat it up. See if they like it. And they're like, we love it.
Charge $400
charge
for it
$400
at the
for it.
stadium.
Print tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. I don't care. We're gonna turn up over a major profit. Also, we're also gonna sell the ones without the word "the" on them, and that's gonna be even more because it's gonna have Dale Murphy on the back. It's like, what the heck are we doing? It's horrible idea. I feel bad for
Yeah.
Ronnie. He has to wear the darn thing. Play to piss, just because of creativity alone. Like I love
Play
the
to
old,
piss,
I love the
wow.
old designs, but it's the creativity is disgusting. It's gross. It's like, why even bother? Why do it?
Can I add on? I'm saying play to piss as well. Like you literally could have done something with like Hot Lana or something like
Sure,
there's so
yeah.
many different things you could have
A-Town.
done with the city of A-Town. So
I
many
didn't think
different
Atlanta.
things.
I didn't think anybody called it the A. I've never heard that.
No, I've never
honestly.
even heard of it.
I've
Big
watched a lot of
Apple. I don't
sports,
know.
Yeah.
The
Even
big
go
A.
back when like the mid '90s when the Falcons, Jamal Anderson and the Falcons were in the Super Bowl doing the Dirty Bird.
Yeah.
I never heard anybody calling it the A.
No.
Even when like Atlanta was kind of big at the time, and then even the Braves in the mid '90s as well. Nobody ever called it the A. Chipper Jones wasn't running around. Maddox, Glavine, those guys weren't calling it. We're representing the A. Nobody called it that. So I don't know where that comes from. Maybe it is a thing. Maybe it's I mean, I don't even think like the Atlanta Hawks back in the like Dominic Wilkins days.
I'd rather the TBS logo. I'd rather just put that on the shirt.
I'd rather have Ted Turner's
Ted
mustache.
Turner.
Yeah. I'd rather that. It
W-
means more to Atlanta than freaking the.
Or put-
whatever.
WCW.
Yeah, something.
Yeah,
What the heck?
dude, yeah. What the A sounds like?
It's
I don't know.
awful.
It sounds like a university. It sounds like that you could be talking about Auburn or so. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't sound. It doesn't ring Atlanta to me, but maybe it does to Atlantans, Atlanteans,
Atlantis,
Atlantans.
the lost city of Atlanta.
Yeah, maybe it does hit with them, but I would just assume. I mean, it looks like it's almost like saying the A's.
Yes.
It's like
the
your
A's.
brain wants there to be an apostrophe S there that's not really there. It just doesn't. Like
From
the
afar,
color.
you just see a red dot. It's not even like discernible.
Yeah. But if you, like you said, if you know ball, like if you know that was a classic, classic Braves like colors and style.
Sure.
But like you said, why not just have that in your store as the vintage jersey,
yes,
and not as the City Connect, because you really didn't try here. I'm gonna be indifferent just because I do like that it is. I do like that vintage aspect to it. Like, but the lack of creativity like really smells with this one. The A and just going with the vintage look. I don't want to put it totally in play to piss, even though you've been so good the last few years. Like, you should be able to do. RotoWear makes better Braves shirts.
They make a lot of
this
better
City Connect jersey. Yeah. But yeah, just
it
not very
smells. It smells like a plate of piss.
Yeah.
It
Reeks in here.
It's a little bit. Yeah, it's flatter than a plate of piss. I'm indifferent, but I mean, I could probably move it down to plate of piss. I probably could, but somebody's got to be contradictory to you two. So I'll be indifferent.
I actually have a decent opinion on this next one because I see what
the Brewers. Yeah, let's look at the Brewers. Yeah, start us off, Tony.
You're
you got a
central.
good opinion on it.
Start
us off here.
I'm a big fan of airport codes. I love airport codes when you use like the 3-letter abbreviation. They use MK.
Is your favorite song YYZ by Rush? Because that's what that song's all about.
Oh, it is. I didn't know.
Yeah,
it totally is.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I only know. Oh, no, that's fine. So hold on. No, time out. Like, Rush is a Canadian band.
Yeah.
Well, there's not that many airports in Canada that they.
I believe it's a Toronto.
That's why it's such a big deal. That's why,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
why,
but-
that's
yeah,
why
I
they
mean,
made a
it's
song about it.
All
hail the
I mean,
Canadian
it's an
airport.
instrumental, right? But it's like played in how the code squawk, how the code squawks for that airport. There's some weird story about all of Rush's songs are weird. They're all
Neil
about
Peart just doing Morse code.
yeah, they're all about trees talking to each other and feelings and the universe and stuff. So yeah, they all have weird meanings. Sorry, Tony, I didn't mean to sidetrack you. But
All right, back on
codes,
track, back on course.
It's
MKE.
a really weird thing to
MKE
say.
Ultra.
I like airport codes.
Well, I just
Do
like
you also go
airport codes.
train spotting. Do you...
I go airplane spotting, but not train spotting.
All right.
Well, we're not too far from the airport here in town. But anyways, so I like the MKE they're using for the airport code. I like Brew Crew. I mean, Milwaukee's known for Miller Lite. Like, I like the color. Like, they keep somewhat of the normal color scheme of the Brewers. I want to do Brilliant Elite. Yeah, I'll do it. Brilliant Elite. I like it.
Put it where you want, man. Yeah, put it where you want. This is your opinion.
Brilliant Elite, and it's the Brew Crew because they're embracing their, what Milwaukee's known for, Miller Lite, and being a suburb of Chicago.
I like them. They're a little bit cartoony to me, and part of that is charming. Especially because it's the Brewers, and if you remember a few years ago, the Brewers got together and reenacted the opening scene of The Sandlot. So they just for these last few, ever since Ryan Braun left, pretty much they've kind of had a lighter feel to them. And the jerseys and the font and the color kind of reflects that. I want to put it in league average almost, but it's better than the Angels. So I think I'm going to have to put it in good, but, and it's good, but the stuff I just said. So that's where I'm going with it. Cal, how do you like the Brewers?
It's missing a lot. First of all, I don't like the font at all, mainly because I feel like when I think Milwaukee, I think beer, or Laverne and Shirley, but mainly beer. So they could have done, maybe hey, they could have done.
You're so young to be referencing Laverne and Shirley. That's so weird.
My parents are old, so it counts.
We're not using. He's using our. Hold on. He's doing our target demographic because our audience is Don.
That's true.
So he's going.
That's true. The one guy that'll get it. That's fine. It's fine. But I would have liked maybe a thick, kind of bold, a sans serif script font. Something that looks like a Schlitz beer, or it's like an old beer logo. Yeah. I want something that resembles that versus this kind of new agey, sharp texts where it's kind of modernized,
comic booky. It's a weird kind of comic book.
I don't get where that comes in from Milwaukee. It doesn't fit the vibe. While it's a decent design, I don't get it. I don't get it from Milwaukee. Even there's so much potential for Milwaukee. It's a really nice city, and I feel like there's a lot you can do with
mascot. If they wanted to work the mascot, Bernie Brewer is a fantastic. Work him in somehow.
That even that'd be better. So I'd go league average because I think the little designs do work separate of what they are trying to do, but I just don't like what they did. I don't the direction is what kind of makes me bummed out.
Is there a chance that the Brew Crew, the way that font is there a chance that it's made to look like a neon bar sign or something?
No, because it's so sharp. I don't think you would get that off of a neon sign. I don't think you could even shape the neon that way.
Hold on. How many years have you been able to go into bars legally?
Well, I mean, I've seen a bar, but
he's a Midwest kid.
All the lights
of us were going into bars.
All the lights were outside.
I'm just
fair enough.
Yeah, that's not bad. I think those gripes are legitimate. I mean, yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah,
I really like the color scheme, and being a colorblind person, the color really pops for me. So those are kind of the kind of colors I would use if I was making the show jersey or a Madden jersey or something. Yeah. So that kind of just hits with me. But yeah, it seems like you kind of don't like some of the same stuff I do. So that was my but you just don't like it a little more.
Right.
And it's league average. So this
Yeah.
might be a good point for our ad break. No, we don't have ads. Let's do our
Squarespace.
AL pretenders. Like have you noticed? You guys probably listen to the CBS guys every now and then. Man, some of those, it's like 5-6 minutes of ads to start the show, and then just a bunch of shit. They're really pimping out the Galazzo network and stuff, and it's like, how many times do you need to have the same 2-minute commercial? Cal lives across the road from the bar, is what does.
That is true. That is true. But there's no signage. It's just a shack.
There's no
It
brew.
looks like a. It kind of looks like a mobile home or something.
Yeah, it looks abandoned.
Yeah.
If there wasn't a sign.
It is Western Illinois. I mean, come on.
True, everything's abandoned. Fair enough.
West Central.
West Central, but yeah, I mean,
East
Quincy,
Iowa.
Macomb. That yeah, I've been there. Come on. Yeah. Let's do our AL pretenders. No, do we want to do AL pretenders or NL contenders?
Yeah,
let's do AL pretenders. We just did AL contenders, so we can do AL pretenders.
All right, so yeah, let's rip off the AL pretenders, and I will share tracks here. Tony, start us off. Your AL pretender.
Well, can you guys go first? Sorry, I want to make sure I don't duplicate.
Okay. I'll start it off. And of course, I'll preface this with I'm sure I don't need to by now, but we're not trying to, shit on anybody here. It's just stuff to talk about with the league. I wanted to do some ABL stuff so you guys would keep paying attention. You guys being Don, who is still watching. Bless you, Don.
Speaking of that,
excuse me. My AL pretender was the Mariners. I'm sorry, Seth, but my AL pretender was the Mariners. They look like they're in a pretty okay spot right now. They actually have a few hundred more points than the team that's ahead of them in the standings. But when I look at the Mariners, I just don't really see the depth and the staying power to be a serious contender. The Mariners have been getting great production out of Haney and Merrill Kelly and Tony Gonsolin. Now that is a really nice front three, but we all kind of know what Andrew Haney is by now. The chances of him staying healthy the rest of the season and continuing this level of production, I would say, are pretty slim. Merrill's fine. Gonsolin's fine. He's got an injury history, so can you rely on him to continue being 14 points per game, at least once a week? I just don't think that Seth has the depth in the pitching. And then, the hitting the lineup is okay, but again, lacking depth, considerably lacking depth. So he's one big injury away from really hurting in the lineup. And the pitching, while pretty good, is kind of held together with chicken wire as well. Like I like these guys. I like Merrill Kelly a lot. I like Gonsolin, but Merrill's a horse. But Gonsolin and Haney, you have a big bucket of just potential injury risk, like probable injury. I wouldn't even call it potential, just probable from one of them. So, Seth, I'm sorry. You look good right now, but I do think ultimately the Mariners are a pretender.
Yeah,
Cal, Tony, who wants to go?
I can go. This is kind of hot take city over here. Might be a Stephen A. take. But I'd probably pick, just based on the standpoint of they're outkicking their coverage, I'm going to go with the Blue Jays. Just because Just because I feel like in the East, they're not going to be, by season end, the first place team. I think that Stephen will run away with it, even though he isn't right now. I think he is consistently putting up the points to show that he's the real deal. He will be legit by end of season. And I already mentioned the fact that I think the Rays are on the come up. And if you look deeper, while he does have good pitching, but there is concerns of, like, you have Waino, Schuster, and Scherzer, and it's like it's very vulnerable pitching staff, I feel like. And he's already had the worst of luck anyways with the pitching. It's like, can it get much worse? Like, maybe, but it's not like a strong feeling on it, because, like, I feel like in the AL there's plenty of gap between who's legit and who's not. We kind of know, but if I see anyone on the come down, it's probably going to be the Blue Jays, and I just feel season end they're just not going to be the same team that we're looking at right now.
It's rough. The
I know, it
15-6
is.
Blue Jays,
I
that
did.
is spicy.
It is a spicy take, but I'm not saying that they're not going to be a good team. I'm just saying they're not going to be first place. I just don't see it happening.
And again, this is, what does pretender, mean to you? It's kind of a more, it's a very subjective thing, and we kind of stayed away from, like, obviously the White Sox are,
Right.
you're not going to say the White Sox, you're not going to say the Rangers, you're not going to say the Rockies in the NL. So it was kind of these guys that maybe look good now or in the hunt now, but we don't think are going to quite have the horses to get there.
Yeah, and with the divisions, it's tough because the West still feels like it's up for grabs. And like it's a very confusing division. I'm in it. It's confusing. And the Central seems kind of locked. I mean, Mark, I think, is on the come up. You can argue maybe that John's Tigers. I don't think so. I think his Tigers are fine. And you look at the East, that seems kind of locked up as is. No one's really shocking anybody. But I think, Gary's kind of the one that sticks out to me at 15-6.
Losing Luis Garcia, really hurts. I mean,
yes.
he's still grinding it out. But if he gets McCullers back, but again, like I just said about Haney and Gotts, I mean, if anybody's a walking bag of injury, the last 2.5 years, it's Lance McCullers.
Yeah, so, and if you look at, he also has Graveman, who Hendricks is coming back soon, so he's going to lose out on like high leverage spots.
Save picture.
Yeah. So that sucks. He has Strider, which, I mean, that's amazing. Any team would be like salivating over Strider, but he's got to pick up the pace at 20 points a game, kind of. It's like he has a lot of pitching, but it's how quality is that pitching going to be by season end. So yeah. Anyways, I'll leave it to Tony now.
Jeez. Tony, what do you say?
I'm actually going to go in the same division, and it's a team I think you guys has a contender, was the Rays. The reason I'm going to say that is not just because I'm rooting against him, it's their first pick, but he doesn't have much. I think he's not active in the trade market, which I think that's something I'll give for Gary. Gary may not have the team he wants right now, but
he'll go get what he needs.
He will go get what he needs, and he will give up. I mean, he needed a first baseman, right fielder, and he gave me Mark Vientos to get Gavin Sheets. He's not willing to give. I mean, Gary's willing to give up the top end prospects just to get someone who's an MLB regular.
Right.
And I don't know if I've seen that yet from Chris, because he's new in the league. And he doesn't have a first to sell, because I have his first. He has a couple seconds. I don't know much about the prospects. I didn't look. I was just doing this real fast, but I think he's going to succumb to, I think Gary will just get it done by hustling in the trade market. And I think Steven will win the division. I agree with your assessment that Gary will probably finish second, but I just don't see the Rays as a playoff team. Just because of how tough.
Sorry, we should war game Gary trading Spencer Strider.
I like that. That's the only way you can win, Gary. If you're listening, there's no way out of this.
I will tell you this. He has been very underwhelmed with what people have offered.
Shoot, dude, I get it.
For $5 Spencer Strider?
Yeah,
he's been very underwhelmed.
Yeah, I don't blame
him. He's got a lot of low ball. I'm not going to call.
I mean, if I was Gary, I would ask the world. I mean, pretty much everything would probably underwhelm me, like, for a $5 Spencer Strider.
Yeah, what do you offer? I wouldn't even try it.
Yeah,
that's
to a successful team. Like, if they were dumping, maybe I just like unload my entire minor league system. But
I'm surprised he's gotten that much action. Yeah, I'm surprised anybody's inquiring like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't even touch it. So yeah, fair enough.
Cal's dad is cooler than Alan's dad.
Oh, that's war.
Oh, a couple Illinois dads going at it.
Watch out! You get a couple beers in them. It might turn.
They'll sit down and talk baseball for 8 hours.
Exactly.
What were we fighting about? Yeah.
They'll say goodbye 5 times, and they'll be all right. I'm gonna head out. So it's good seeing you.
Well, guess I better get going. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay, let's get back to some jerseys here. There's our AL pretenders again. No offense meant, but different. I think clearly Cal's take is the spiciest there.
I feel bad because Gary's like the nicest guy ever, so it's like I feel kind of mean. But someone has to be the victim of my sword here.
It's and I can say this because we talk a lot, and Gary Gary's always like he'll talk to me. He's like, "Oh yeah, me and the wife are going to a movie. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for your time." Or, "Oh yeah, me and the wife are going." He's always doing something with his wife.
So
He just
cordial.
seems like the great. Yeah, like this seems like the greatest, nicest guy you could think of. and then there's his best friend Frank.
I need to get Gary and Frank together back on here. That was a good time. That feels like forever ago, but that was a good time. I imagine it would be again.
I'm glad we prolonged this next one. I'm gonna go open my door while you guys butcher this next City Connect. No.
That's a good one to miss.
This is not right. We're gonna do the Cubs here, and
yeah, we kind of already did it.
You know, I am a Cardinal fan, sure, and I really, I don't like the Cubs, and this is not Cub. I kind of feel with these jerseys the way that you guys felt about Atlanta. I think it's really lazy and cheap to just put Wrigleyville across the front of the jersey. I think they're very bland. I have trouble really putting there's one team specifically I want to put in plate of piss, and it's not the Cubs, but I really couldn't be more indifferent or apathetic to these Cub jerseys, because yes, you would know, I guess, looking at the jersey, again, looking at the hat that Tony was wearing earlier, you would not associate that with Chicago.
No,
I don't think you're the average baseball fan.
The star, I think, I think the star and the color scheme kind of get me there, but it's not like an immediate like even if it was just the Chicago Star, just the star, no C involved, that I think would be more impactful as being this is Chicago than what they did. Even like a the blue hat, the kind of Tar Heel blue hat with the red star, that the star sticks out, you can kind of see it. That's better than what they went with, I think. But
it's like you kept the C that is like a Cubs thing,
right?
You kept that, but then just stuck this thing in the middle of it that you really need to kind of know. You need to be an Illinoisan or whatever to know really what this is supposed to be.
Right, and I think that's fine though. That's a fine thing to have though, where it's like people that get it. But
yeah,
to a certain extent,
it is. It's just I just don't like them. I'm not going to put them in plate of piss. I'm going to put them in indifference.
Mm-hmm.
That's about because at the very least, I don't like the Wrigleyville thing, but at least it's something that a casual fan would immediately associate with the team, and it's specifically that part of Chicago. Because you do have two teams in Chicago. You like Wrigleyville tells you automatically, who this is. So that keeps it out of being a plate of piss for me, but I really don't like them.
The more, from a design standpoint, the more I'm looking at it, the more I kind of want to bump it up. Because initially, my eye hates it because it's blue on blue. The powder blue just doesn't make sense to me. But the more I look at it, I know they're incorporating the flag. And the thing I noticed is that if you look at the Wrigleyville, the text, that looks like the Wrigley Field sign out front. So that is kind of a unique design thing that they did. Like that marquee outside is very iconic. Like when I think Wrigley Field, I think of the marquee logo out front, like the text and everything. And they were able to get that shape in there, which is neat. But I still don't like how it looks anyways. It's just like they did all the right. They checked all the boxes, but they don't amount to a great product. And so I kind of want to go league average to be nice, but I might just go indifferent. I had to go. I think I had to agree with you on indifferent, but it's a hopeful indifferent.
Choice.
Can you put it in the middle? Is that possible? Like
no, it's not.
All right, league average then. Put it in league average.
League average. All right. Well, yeah, it will bump up their overall average. And again, another guy. One of those is Rizzo. I think the one I put it in different is Rizzo, not with the team.
That's a rough one though. No one's with that team anymore.
Tony, what do you think about your boys' City Connect? You're gonna break a tie here.
I'm gonna go with good, but
I knew it.
And here's why. because I agree with all the things that Cal said. Check this. You got the marquee design. You got this. The one thing I wish the hat would have done is incorporated the Cubby Bear.
Like the old Cubby Bear.
The old,
Yeah, like the old
like,
bat.
like yeah, that's the butt part.
Yeah,
it's good.
He's like holding the star or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's all. It
has Harry Carey. Give me Harry's glasses or something.
Yeah, it works too. Like a
that's Harry's glasses.
Yeah,
maybe.
Or the glasses with the logo of Harry.
Now, granted, there's a lot more to the Cubs and their history than Harry Carey. Like that.
Like a drunk guy.
Like, of course,
upstairs. That's a drunk guy in the attic. That's our legend.
But that's why I get the good butt, because I think they went too far with trying to get the flag incorporated with the hat.
Ivy. Don said, "Give me some ivy on the cuffs of the sleeves or something."
Ooh, I like that.
Give me some ivy. I mean,
he never mentioned
like
that
instead of make it ivy pinstripes, right? Like, give me, and I mean, green and blue can work. It probably is busy. It's probably assaulting to the eyes, but you could do a proper green.
But I think we're saying
on
with the cuff. You could just run it
something.
across.
You could do that. I mean, Don,
that'd be sick.
That's brilliant. Yeah, that's genius.
Well,
a brick wall jersey.
That hat, the Marlins hat, it's got that on the side. Like the fish on the side. Ah, shoot. Wrong side.
Just a button up top. It just looks like a brick wall.
Wearing a brick wall, baby.
Just a brick wall with some beer dripping down it.
Yeah.
A bunch of trash thrown onto the field when the Cubs lose. Yeah.
Oh god!
Hey, you
make a jersey that looks like a crumbling structure.
The hat is just the W flag at that point.
That's I was literally just gonna say, make the W flag, like it's something like everything else about the jersey part incorporates the Cubs. The city of Chicago flag has nothing to do with the Cubs. Wrigleyville, the neighborhood, the name of the park.
Right.
You could have the back. You could have the guy's name is in the open trough that everybody has to piss in.
Yeah, we came up with. Hey, side story about that. I went to a JUCO baseball game when I was up in Minnesota, and they had the troughs for the bathroom. I was like, sweet. I got to piss in a trough. That was awesome.
No. It is not sweet. It is not grease. Like, I am a person that has bathroom like public bathroom anxiety. Even when I'm in I will not shit. I will not shit in a public bathroom. I will not do it. Like, there's been plenty of times in my life where I was at work and I told like my boss, I need to go home and get my inhaler. I'm having an asthma attack.
Nice.
And I just went home to take a shit. Yeah. Like I'm not even joking. I will not do it. Like I have some kind of weird nervosa.
I need to get asthma. What the heck? That's a great move.
I will tell you this.
Because my wife has an inhaler, so I'd go home and I'd bring it back with me. I'm like, I'm good now. Yeah.
That's even better.
I'll tell you this to tie into the chat today. I take metformin because I'm a type 2 diabetic, and Jeff is accurate. Like, when you need to go, you need to go. There's no like going to that stuff will make stuff run through you.
Yeah, yeah.
Metformin will.
Yeah.
Anyways,
but I just can't. I can't.
That's a good one.
Like I don't even like being in a urinal and having an empty urinal and then another dude. I don't even like that. But you have to leave the empty space. But in a trough, even the empty space is still weird. It's still filled.
You just look
with
up. You look up.
Oh man, yeah. I can't do it, man. I just I can't drink anything at a cup. Yeah. I've only been to Wrigley once.
I didn't know about troughs, and I didn't know about it until I walked into one. I'm like, what the hell do I do?
It's
I walked out. I ran out.
In Wrigley, they used to be filled with ice cubes. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, they got to put something in there. I guess that's better than rocks. But it just is. It was a thing that for a while, it was like this charming part to Wrigley somehow, unless you're actually there and have to do it, and everybody's drunk on old style.
Yeah.
And the Cubs are losing because they always are. And so it just is nuts.
There's just objects in there. There's just objects in the trough at that point. It's not even piss.
Sometimes there's people in there. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not. We could have done better. We've evolved past that.
Yeah, we could have done better. Illinois, Chicago, you can do better. They put lights in, for fuck's sakes. They couldn't put in some urinals.
It's true. Enough shop talk. We got to get this thing on.
They seeded and put lights in a long time ago.
We got an
Okay,
entire
this
league
is-
to get through.
Yeah,
Two
no
leagues
shit.
to get through.
All right. Let's move on to. So let me ask you guys this next one. Is it obvious who that is just by
No,
looking at
I
it?
no. I had to look at it and then I was like, well, then I had to go in my
That's Randy
head.
Johnson.
Hold on. A, B, C, D. Like, who the what?
It is
Who?
the Diamondbacks. Those are the
Yeah.
D-backs. City Connect. I believe they say like
Yep,
like
serpentine.
Serpentine.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
It actually
So,
says
which
it's
is-
something different, but
now,
horrible.
dude,
Which
like,
is
Their favorite
without-
draft style. They're like, we love drafting
without
like this.
being impolitically correct, or however you say it. Does Phoenix? Do you think of Phoenix as having like a high Hispanic population?
Yes.
Does it? I mean, it's in the Southwest, so but like, is that a
Yes.
thing that Phoenix is associated? Like,
There's so much turquoise in Phoenix.
I'm really asking.
There's
What'd
so
you
much
say, Cal?
Phoenix is all turquoise, basically. It's crazy.
It's-
Yeah, my
it's
dad,
what?
it's all turquoise.
Turquoise.
Yeah, my dad lived in Phoenix for in the 90s. So
well, how long? Well, and I've talked to him about this because Phoenix is a city me and my wife want to retire to. It's one of them, and we visit there quite often because I'm sorry,
it's
another
all, it's
plug.
all different.
Another plug, like the Cactus League is an amazing experience. Everyone should go to it.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely. I
amazing.
agree. Yeah, definitely.
But the Sonoran Desert tying in with Phoenix, there's so many other
I just
things.
meant like having the words like in like Spanish, like the Spanish word across the front, like Miami. You obviously associate with Cubans, like I don't know that I personally often associate Phoenix with like a heavy
maybe-
Hispanic population.
I know like
it's
five of them, but that's maybe not enough. Maybe it's like all 5 Mexicans I know in Phoenix. But I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe take a clean slate. But yeah,
I mean, it must though. Like it
Yeah.
must to have this be the city.
I
Connect.
didn't.
it must be.
I
don't
didn't
know.
see like, and maybe it's.
I
mean,
thought
we
of
went
more of
all
like
kinds-
a this purple and maybe
Yeah.
that type of vision, something like that. But they didn't do it. It's fine.
Or like the
whatever.
old, like did they have that purple with the D backs when Randy Johnson with them? They had like
Yeah.
the
The
sleeveless.
D-backs had some
purple.
cool jerseys, especially
Yeah.
early on when they were like, they didn't have a whole lot going for them. They did some neat stuff, and they had some neat jerseys, especially like their alternates. They had like
Yeah.
the purple alternates or batting practice jerseys and stuff. But
Sure.
I just,
But I'm
like,
also trying to think of
these
like,
colors and stuff. I just don't. This is another one for me where they seem really bland, and for me, I mean, it does. It's pretty obvious when you can actually read the front, what it is, but it just doesn't really.
but I still don't know who it
doesn't
is.
hit
Like,
me. Yeah, it just doesn't hit.
Yeah, it's not good. It's just straight up not good. Indifferent though, because like it's still a
I'm gonna
decent
say-
design.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
it's not a plate of
indifferent.
piss.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
No.
not
I'm
a
gonna
plate
say
of piss, but it's.
I think we could. Is this our
There's some
first
piss plates
unanimous
on
and
here.
different?
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
there's
this
some
is
piss
unanimous.
plates.
Yeah, there's plenty. We'll get to that. We got one coming up.
There's some piss plates.
We got
Who's
one
that
coming
left-handed
up.
pitcher that's
Hot
throwing that number
dish.
31 there? Who is that lefty?
He's a bum.
I don't know who that
Is that
is.
Wade Miley? He's played for like everybody, right?
He's what's bum?
He
He's
did-
bad bum.
He did
Is
play
it?
for the
Okay.
D-backs, didn't he?
That's Bumgarner.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, I was like,
It's
he's a
bummy.
bum.
It's bummy. Yeah. Hey,
I thought you were just saying
he's-
that because he got DFA'd. I thought you were like doing a joke.
No,
I'm like,
no.
oh, who's this freaking guy? Get a load of this
He's no longer
former
with
World
the team.
Series MVP.
I get that. I think one of them is Lourdes. I think this one's
Yeah,
Lourdes.
I think so. I think that looks right.
And I'm not sure who I'm looking at here. It's too small for me to tell.
I think it's
Hey,
Chris Schilling.
speaking of this, you just said Lourdes.
Kurt
Lourdes
Schilling and
is,
Gerardo
no.
Parra.
Yeah.
Lourdes was the player of the game tonight for the D-backs. He had a
He is
home
on
run.
fire.
And
He had 2 hits.
he had a homer.
That
No, he had
guy
a
is-
homer and 2 singles. I
Very
think it was
nice.
3 for. Yeah, they beat
He
the
is on
Phillies.
Fire.
Live up.
He
That's
is
huge.
on fire.
Yeah.
Another former ABL Rocky blossoming elsewhere. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, so yeah, Diamondbacks. There's just not a lot to say about them. They those colors. It almost reminds me that year that the Brewers had those funky colored homes, but it was like the pants and the jersey. Like they were like that light gold, or almost like that wheat beer colored. I mean, they were kind of like
Oh,
beer, amber beer colors.
yeah. Ryan
Yeah,
Braun.
it kinda
Braun-
looks
so Ryan
like
Braun
that
era.
to me.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you now.
Yeah, the Braun era. Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah. Okay.
I call it the JJ Hardy era.
That's true. That's true. Wow. Yeah, man.
The Bill Hall era. Yeah.
Bill Hall. Goodness me. Wow. I heard the name in a minute. I forgot about Bill
All
Hall.
right, let's go. Man, this is another one where I kind of feel about these like I feel about the Cubs, where it's they're already
No.
not far
Oh,
off
no.
from some Dodger jerseys that we've
I'm ready to
seen.
go. You just rev me up.
No,
Yeah,
take it, man, because I really don't have a lot to say. I don't particularly like
It's
them,
so gross. It's so gross to me. No,
Plate of
it's
piss.
gross. It's gross from like a, like City Connect is like about the history, like
This
the
is
past
Los
of the
Angeles,
team.
man. This is
Yeah.
Los
Right.
Angeles.
I get that, but it's also like they're trying to like, hey Mexicans, like you like us, right? It's like, dude,
Yeah.
you tore down Chavez Ravine, and you're like, hey, remember us? Like we're pretty cool. Like, dude, Fernando is in my kitchen right now. Like, what are you talking about? This is not cool at all. This sucks. And we're like, oh, sorry for your loss, but how about a Los?
Come on.
Well, a Los Dodger,
This
huh?
is Los Dodgers.
Yeah, sorry, you lost your
Los
house.
Dodgeros or whatever.
But would you take a Los Dodgers? It's like, no, I will not take a Los Dodgers. You my freaking house. Man.
Cholos, yeah.
My mom and my uncle lived here for 20 years. No, anyways, I just think it's like a gross representation of like, I get what they're doing, but it's like, it's all about the past. And while, like, again, the same Phoenix guys that I know who are Mexicans, they're all Dodger fans. So it's like, I mean, it's fair enough. Like,
They know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. It's a fair play. But it feels like you have to talk about your past, and you don't have a great storied past with put Los Dodgers on there. It's not great. So I'm gonna go play the piss also because they did absolutely nothing but just put Los on there and called it a day. They look like spring training uniforms. They put a spring training uniform, slapped a Los on it, ignored their history, everything wrong, all bad.
Dude,
Play the piss.
Now I've said play to piss as well. Like their spring training facilities does the Dodgers more credit than these jerseys. Their spring training facility has the tan bleacher.
It's sick. It's really cool.
It's awesome. And they share it with the White Sox.
Yeah, Dad and I went there.
It's awesome. They've got those tan bleacher or tan seats in the back with it looks like Chavez Ravine.
Yeah,
they make it look like Chavez Ravine. Like that replica looks so much better than this plate of piss of their uniform.
And the fact that the hat is so offensive, like they just put Los. It looks horrible.
You have such a wealth of material and history to draw from. You have iconic. I mean, you have Vince Scully. I don't know what you would do for Vince Scully. Like same thing with Harry Carey, but you have some of the most iconic names, not just players, but names in the history of this sport.
Even a Brooklyn homage, if you really felt like it.
You're choosing. Yeah. Give me some Ebbets Field.
Yeah, something.
Give me some Ebbets
Maybe
Field.
a wrecking ball on the
patch. Ivy on the
Cubs.
Give me some Ebbets Field on the dot. Don't just give me Los Dodgeros or Los Dodgers. I mean,
it just says Dodgers. Yeah. It's not even Dodgers. Yeah. It's not even Dodgers.
Yeah,
they don't even allow that. They're like Dodgers, Los Dodgers.
And the guys don't even look happy to be wearing it. Mookie doesn't look particularly hyped.
They're not happy guys though. It's not like they're the happiest team in the world. To be fair.
Walker Buehler had just had his TJ, and he had to fulfill that obligation.
Hi, Walker. Sorry to bug you, but can you take the cast off for a minute? We've
got one that looks like a hospital gown.
Yeah.
Bellinger
just got there, so
can I just clump the other California? Like this is
put the Giants. While we're here, put the Giants there too.
The plate of piss. Piss. They're all
okay. So that was my one that I definitely wanted to, that I knew ahead of time was a plate of piss. Is the Giants, and I mean, realistically,
it's even lazy. It's even lazier than Dodgers. Just a letter G.
Yeah. It's a bit offensive. Right. It's a bit offensive to anybody. And the thing is, and I don't think they're thinking like this way about it, but it's like, fuck, man, it's San Francisco. The only body can afford to go to a Giants game in San Francisco are rich Silicon Valley, people. They don't care about shelling out $400 for a crappy City Connect jersey.
Yeah,
they're going to do it anyway to put it on Instagram and put it on whatever, and that'll be fine. But this is really, really lazy. It's awful. Again, I feel like it's a city, especially that has a wealth of history, and like all of these cities really do. But like you have a lot to draw from, and instead you give me like some weird. Yeah, a G with some colors, and really colors that I don't associate with the Giants or San Francisco.
I honestly, like looking at these small pictures, I almost said, like, so wait a second, is this the Guardians?
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a bad minor league jersey, not even like a AAA. It looks like a bad minor league jersey. It looks like a minor league team with a little bit of money, but it's like an advanced A team or something. It just It's a play to piss. I do think it is.
Did you
this
say
was
that
the
too,
one I
Cal?
wanted to put in.
Yeah, I said play to piss, no problem. Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah, play to
I've
piss.
made a lot of logos. Like I have some experience in like the design process, and like there you have a concept, right? You have like a okay. What I want to do is I want to incorporate the city. Like I want to show like display the fog. Like I think that's something that's very like crucial to San Francisco. And you mess around with it, and you just like see what works and everything. And then you make this thing, and you're like, man, guys, it's just not going to work. I just can't make it work.
You've got the bay, you've got
Yeah.
the trolleys,
You have
you've got
everything
the full
else to work with.
house. You've got Alcatraz. You
Harvey
got
Milk. I don't know, something.
yeah.
Like
Give me something.
throw Harvey up there. I don't know.
You've got the gold and like the whole 49ers. Like you've got Silicon Valley. You've got a lot of things.
The Dwight Clark.
that
You
can
the
draw
catch
from.
on there, just on the.
It's sad, You've got you've got the bridge in Golden Gate Park. You've got
they have
lot
everything
of
at their
things.
disposal. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
So,
and this is what you gave us.
Candlestick?
This is what
I don't
you
know.
gave us.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
The Bay.
It's bad. It's bad, man. It's bad. Yeah, it's a play to piss. It really is. This was the one
Bay
that I for sure was
Cove.
putting in play to piss. Yeah, and you have a wealth of baseball history. You have a lot of things that you can draw from, and this is what you. Who is that? Brandon Crawford, and who the hell else is that? Who's this? What is this?
That's a small guy.
It's a pitcher. Yeah, he's got to be a pitcher.
Who would be so small in that rotation?
Yeah, I don't know.
I should know.
Maybe it's not a pitcher. I don't know who that is. Yeah, and these guys are so small. I can't. Crawford's in the middle, but I don't know who the hell this is. But yeah, play to piss. They don't look hyped to be wearing them, and I wouldn't either. Now this next one got a lot of play recently on.
I was going to say,
Discord.
Do we want to tease that?
Yeah.
Let's tease that and go into our AB.
Yeah,
one of the
fair enough.
So let's do
charging.
We did AL. So let's do NL contenders. Contenders. Yeah. Tony, lead it off.
Oh, I needed to go last. I'm sorry.
We're doing NL
Cal,
contenders.
Cal, lead it off. Yeah.
Okay, give me a hot second. I gotta see if I has on my thing here. I believe I had the Brewers, but let me go back. It's not really a hot take, so I want probably a better example.
That's not
here,
super
but
spicy. Yeah.
No, it's not at all, because they're 14-7, but they are third in their division, which just feels unfair because they're so good. And yeah,
6,800 points. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like it's kind of surface level, but I'd say the closest thing after the Brewers probably be like Adams Phillies, based on like you look at all the other divisions. There's like a massive drop off. And I think there's a massive drop off, but it's not his fault. It's like he's so much better than the Cubs and the Reds, but he'll make the playoffs. Like that's not a problem. But I think for someone who might not make the playoffs, I think Adams kind of in that boat. But there's points wise, I think I haven't looked at his team. As you can see, he doesn't have a lot of depth at all. Like we're not working.
He's going to kind of do he has potential to do the Cleveland thing where he could receive a huge bump if these couple guys come back. I mean, there's a lot of speculation that Rodon may not pitch all season.
Right, but Fried I think a lot of his prospects can still come up. It's really just like a grab bag of prospects that could come up and help him out right away. Like I think there's been rumors about Dominguez. I don't think that's really possible. I don't think that's going to happen. But he
hasn't been great lately.
No,
at Double-A.
Yeah. But I would be even looking more as pitching like Griff McGarry. There's been a lot more chatter about him getting called up than there has been.
Beater could come up and at least throw out of that Yankee pen. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and he picked up Teheran for a reason. So I think he might get a couple spot starts. It's all up in the air. I think he's getting better as the season goes on versus what we saw at him beginning of the season. So I think he's just kind of chipping away, and over the season he will get himself up in that weak division, and he could make a run for it, no problem. I think he's in a division like me where it's vulnerable. You can make a run for it if you want to. You can make a push, but yeah, you can still sell.
Adam will do just enough to win the division, and then sell off. That's
he's not going to win that division. Yeah. He's not going to win it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to win it, but I think
he's not going to win it. I don't even think he'll finish second. I don't think he'll finish second.
I think it's possible.
And here's why. Because I think you have two teams who are at the top of that division right now, and the Braves and the Nationals, especially the Nationals, that have been waiting so long and have built up that farm system so much to compete. And I'm in another league with Jordan, and he's willing to sell to win. I think they have.
Are you going
assets.
Nats, Tony? Are you going Nats?
No. I'm just saying I don't think that.
You just love the Nats.
Yeah,
Go
I
Nats,
love the
go.
Nats. I love the Nats.
Yeah, you're just
I
really
think
passionate
that's-
about the Nats.
Like I'm looking, what I'm looking at is in the NL. It's so hard. I really think like you could say the playoffs are already set.
That's kind of where I was falling. Is like a lot of this. I feel like I'm Josh saying this, but it's like a lot of this is already locked in a little bit.
Yeah,
But there will be some sort of fall offs. Like I think there are some frauds, if you will. But I'm not calling Gary a fraud. I think Gary's still make the playoffs, but he's just not number one. But as far as like the NL East, the NL East is winnable. He can get that record wise. He can get that.
He can, but he's also
to achieve it.
We're talking about the Phillies, right? You're saying,
yeah, the Phillies. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
like, the problem
there,
is he's not making up his mind whether there's a buyer or seller. He has to pick the lane.
I wouldn't know what to pick either. I mean, him and I are in similar boats.
He's in it. He is. He's definitely in a tough spot.
I think the reason I say that is because I feel like I'm kind of like the mirror of Adam as far as situational. Like,
but I think you have
divisions.
Like you can have
similar
really,
records,
really good
points.
weeks. Yeah, you guys can run with like on any given week. You can be a top 5 scoring team. You and the Phillies, I think, both could probably achieve that, especially if the Phillies get his guys back.
Yeah,
but at the same time,
guys,
neither of you are going to be consistently top 5 scoring.
Not even close.
You're very similar.
We're what, week 8, week 9, week whatever. We just finished week 7,
something like that.
Yeah, sounds right
around there.
I mean, he's got a 500-point difference between him and the 2 teams ahead of him.
Well, so what if he doesn't sell? Let me ask you this, Tony.
If he doesn't sell,
he's gotten stronger. He started off weak.
He doesn't. No, agree. If he
gets Fried and Rodon back, doesn't that change the complexion 100%. Of that team?
And he gets call ups. Like there are a few guys that could break in there that could actually
for sure. But
do something.
He's gone. We all know he's gone back and forth with what is he selling? Is he buying? Is he buying, selling?
Well, sure,
selling?
But Adam's kind of fallen into that thing. I don't want to derail this too much with the dump proc stuff, but he's kind of in that thing where he's like I don't know this, but he kind of seems like he's kind of seeing what comes in.
Yeah.
And if I like something, I want to be able to do it.
Probably.
I don't think he's necessarily dumping because
if my team gets better, it gets better. I don't really care what comes.
Yeah. It's like, okay, if an offer comes in that I can't refuse for Goldschmidt, I'm willing to take that. But I don't think
here's the thing. What's the return going to be? Because who was it he just sold, and that's what the whole big hullabaloo was. He sold something for a spec. Now, if he sells it if he says, okay, I'm selling Goldschmidt, I'm selling Fried or whatever, and he gets an MLB player or 2 out of each of them, like lower level, okay, then I could completely see he has a legitimate shot to make the playoffs and even win the division. But if he sells those players for specs, then we're on to 2024.
But if he's to the point where he's selling those guys for specs, then that's
the white flag.
Course has probably already been determined.
If he's also a move away from doing that, then I say he's a contender. If he's a trade away from getting into that spot, he's a contender then.
Now, originally, I wanted to say the Cubs were my contender, okay? Just because Frank is very similar to Gary. But I can't say that in good faith because Frank has not been the Frank.
The team's not similar. Yeah. Yeah.
He hasn't been trading and active. Like, I don't want to say, okay, the Brewers because they've already been mentioned. But
he also didn't he dump last year as well? Like probably like a month from now last year, I think is when he dumped and he was doing better. Frank, the Cubs. The Cubs.
Frank has mixed Frank's team is a toss salad, like pretty consistently. And
his team's not bad at all. It really is.
Yeah, at times it works for him. He goes on stretches where the Cubs look really powerful. But he can also go on stretches where he struggles to score 200 points.
We're talking about the Cubs right here. They're 9-12, and they're 4th in the Central.
I mean, the Central cannot be is not a fair barometer for
that's why
divisions in the ABL. I mean, it is a slaughterhouse. Like I said earlier, even the Reds who are in the basement, he's put up a 300-point week like pretty recently. So I mean, even then, you can be a top team and run into a guy that's putting up 300 plus and take an L. If you do that at the wrong time, it can cost you winning a division. It can cost you a playoff spot. It's a really, really. I know a few weeks ago I did the true or false with whoever it was, and is NL West NL best? I don't know that that's true. I mean, I'm so bad now, and I think the Cubs and the Padres are pretty comparable.
Yeah, the Padres.
And, I mean,
the
the top
Padres are doing
three-
really well though.
The top three are pretty comparable. I mean, the Brewers, Pirates, and Cards match up well with the D-backs, Dodgers, and Giants. I mean, maybe slight nod just like for history to the NL Central, but to throw it out there, my contender is the D-backs. I think the D-backs are not just going to make the playoffs, but could give potentially the Dodgers a run for that division. I do think that and I've talked them up before. This isn't spicy. There's nothing spicy about it, but I do think the D-backs are a legit contender for one of the most quiet guys on the Discord. He has put together quietly a really, really nice team.
Yeah.
And not just for this year either. I mean, he's got some quite a bit of talent going forward. The D-backs are going to be a force.
Mm-hmm.
Can I say the D-backs are the NL version of the Athletics? Quiet on the
I think right now the D-backs are better than the Athletics. Quietly
off the
good.
Top of my head. I'm just saying,
that's fair.
Quiet, good,
fair.
Not active on Discord, quiet, and no one ever talks about either the Athletics or the no one talks about either team.
Right.
All that in that division, all that gets the attention is the Giants and Dodgers. And I mean, I get it. I'm not trying to say they shouldn't get the attention.
Fair.
But the
I've had interactions. Yeah. I've had interactions with David. I have had very few to almost none interactions with D-backs Jake. My interactions with A's Dave are not always pleasant. I don't think he likes me very much. My views on climate change offend him, and that's fine. I mean, that's fine. But he's a super smart dude. He's like an aerospace engineer.
Do you know what?
I mean, he's.
Do you know what D-backs Jake is doing in his job, like professionally?
Isn't he a financial guy?
He works for a sports book.
Oh, he works for a book.
Yeah,
no wonder he's not active
in Canada. He's going.
He doesn't want to give us too many edges.
I'm dead serious.
Part of like rigging the AFL games or something.
Why is he even in here then? Why did we let him in? What the heck? This guy knows way too much to be allowed.
He's about your age. So anyways, what I'll go with mine is I'm going to say that either the Braves or Nationals will be in the NL championship.
I think based on your passion for the Nationals earlier, I think the Nationals are your contender. I think that's.
Well, I think the Braves.
Yeah, we'll just chalk it up to Nationals.
One of those two. I'm going to go slash. I'm not going to commit. One of those two will be in the NL.
Someone has to beat Adam. That's basically what he's saying. Like, please, can somebody please let Adam in the freaking playoffs? I would be crushed if it.
I don't think he makes the playoffs. There you go. I don't think he makes the playoffs.
I want to do a quick hat tip to Mets Matt. He's a new guy.
3-0.
Not super active on the Discord.
He went 350 or something like that. He scored a lot of points.
Taking the Mets and turning them into a solid squad. He really had nothing to work with.
Yes,
and
it's a 40. It's almost a 40 spot on Monday, right?
It was all auction too. Yeah. Sure. He gutted that roster out entirely.
Yeah, gutted it.
He pieced in specs every here and there.
Scraped all the Dwight off of there.
Yes, exactly.
Turned it into. He's not a laughing stock. He's 8-13. I mean, he's not putting up bad point numbers. Hat tip to Mets Matt there.
Definitely, there's really nobody. There's nobody in the NL East who's a laughing stock. So.
Yeah, nobody at all.
Nobody. So. Yeah. I just cry when I look at the Marlins roster. I don't laugh. Yeah,
I picked that roster clean, to be fair. I just go shopping in there. I just like, what's new here? Let's see. Let's take a look. I'll have that one. Thank you. Here's your 3rd round pick. Thank you.
Man, okay. You guys are both from the Midwest.
Yes.
What do you call it? It's like typically a weekend thing when people are selling a lot of their old crap.
Farmers market or like a garage sale or whatever.
Garage sale. Market. Tony, what do you call it?
Garage sale, rummage sale. Like here in Sioux Falls.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Here in Sioux Falls, they actually have
people call them tag sales, and that freaks me out. I think that's weird. Yeah, tag sales.
You put tags on things, or like
tag sales.
The tags aren't for sale. The stuff in the garage is for sale.
All prices are negotiable. at
Yeah,
garage.
absolutely.
There's no reason for a
Yeah.
tag.
I got
Like,
this.
Tag sale.
I got this for $10 at a garage sale. It's a Fender. It's freaking
Damn,
awesome.
Yeah.
So there you go.
$10.
There's $10. I was
Can't beat
like,
that. Yeah. Can't beat
yeah.
that.
I was just chilling out in the thing. I was like, I guess we'll take a look at it. I thought it was like be like a freaking Epiphone or whatever. No, it's a Fender
Right,
on the
yeah.
thing. Let's go, baby. And they're like, oh, we'll
$10.
take $10 for it.
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You will. Yeah. I'll happily pay that.
Absolutely.
I would hear
Hey.
it's a lot of yard sale. I see a lot of yard sale instead of garage sale.
Maybe-
But
I
growing
think it
up,
depends
it
on your
was garage
setup.
sailing.
I think it's like if it's in your driveway, garage sale, but if it's actually in the front of the house, like outside the porch, that's a yard sale. You know, it
I've
just
seen
depends how it's
I've seen rummage thrown out there a lot too.
Rummage sale. Yeah. When I rummage sailing,
I don't like
Tony and
that.
I are from the era where your mom would get the weekend paper and
Mm-hmm.
circle all the houses that she wanted to go to. So you could, hit them in a route that made sense. Yeah. Rummage sale is a thing. Garage sale.
Hey,
yeah.
Oh, we got
Before I want
Dad's
to make
chiming in.
I want to make
Tax sales are
since your
in
dad
now.
since your
He's an East
dad is
Coaster
here.
though. He's certified East Coaster.
And
So-
he would know. Yeah.
Since your dad's in the house, I want to do one hot take, and then we're gonna go back to these jerseys.
Don't say the Red Sox are good.
No, I'm gonna beat your. No. This is my hot take. Ready? I'm gonna beat your dad in ABL this week.
Whoa.
Calling my shot right now.
That's
I don't
bold.
know. Yeah, that is bold.
That's
I don't know. I
bold.
think he still
Bold
has
take,
enough
Tony.
live bodies to beat you. I'd have to take a double
beat
check
me
on
last
that.
I got. Hey, I got a good little start. I think I put up almost 40 today.
I'm playing, Dad. I can't wait. So I'm pumped.
That is pretty good. I mean, 40 in a day for me would be really, really nice. So, yeah, I'm not going to shit on that. Yeah, Red Sox are in a weird spot, man. We could make another half hour just talking about the weird spot that the Red Sox are kind of in, and that they were going into the auction with Trout and stuff like that. The Red Sox are at
It's all self-inflicted.
yeah, it's
I
an
promise
interesting
you.
crossroads.
We've had many a talk. Like he's trying his best. I know he's in a bad spot. Is all it is. He will get himself out of it. He definitely will.
I do believe that.
He knows the way out. He knows there's light at the end of the tunnel, but
Hey.
the tunnel, he's stuck in the tunnel right now.
He
Like,
just
that's
he
the
just
problem.
can't do it this
traffic
week.
in the
Cal.
tunnel.
Well, it's between the contracts, the money, the roster construction. It's just a lot of it all at once, and it's just like we're in the same boat, kind of like learning how to do this whole thing. So yeah, I mean, I think if you give him a couple of years, he'll be totally fine. I'm not worried about him. But yeah, it's very fun to see him suck because he's kicking my butt in other leagues.
You come in, you come right in and are
decent,
outperforming the old man. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's got to be a little extra rough. Maybe an extra beer or two to get through those therapy sessions, as he calls them. You
gotta have the memory to remember it's Jack and Coke with those guys.
Yes, it is. It's always Jack and Coke.
Yeah,
damn.
damn.
The pre-bottled ones. He likes the ratio of the pre-bottled ones.
Remember when I had that? I forgot what it was. That plastic bottle.
Yeah.
And I finished the whole thing.
Yeah.
During the
way
podcast.
Too quick. Way too quick.
Yeah, way too quick. All right, let's go back to some jerseys.
It's going to be a 3-hour pod, but I'm okay.
So let's go to Seattle. Like I said earlier, this got a lot of run recently on the Discord, and like for all the bad reasons, the reason that people didn't like it. This seems like a Cal kind of. I feel like you might have a lot to say about this one.
I do.
So why don't you lead us off here with Seattle?
Before I will give my rate, this is kind of counterintuitive, but put it in good butt for right now. I'll give my final verdict immediately. Okay. We'll put it in good butt because honestly, if it wasn't for those damn black pants, this would be brilliant and elite. I love everything about it. It's just a certain vibe. I don't know if it really screams like the city of Seattle, but it sure as hell screams Mariners. Like it looks awesome because it's not like a copy paste of the old Pilots logo or like the old Mariners logos. It is its own thing, its own identity, but it still honors the past. But those god awful black pants, that makes it so mad. They ruin such a beautiful thing.
What would you prefer there?
Off-white,
like
cream,
pants-wise?
Off-white or cream colored. Sure. Something that's not because if you go with white, the yellow is already your bright color, so you don't want something that like oof on the eyes. So I think white might work maybe, but I still think off-white would be pretty nice. I think it would look pretty sick. Because they got the yellow belt rocking it too. Yellow belt, black pants. I just hate it. Someone said something about it was the Cincy unis, I think. They're like, we need more black pants in baseball. Why is not everyone needs a black pant jersey? I'm like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. Shut up. Like, no, this is little league stuff that we're.
There have not been a lot of successful black pants that I can think.
No.
I mean, the Pirates were good.
If you see a travel team, even if you go see a travel team pull up in black pants, it's like, and it's not like a black shirt. It's like, whoa, what are we doing? And it's July, it's like, oh god, poor guys.
But
you guys have the 3
why
p.m.
we're playing
game
on asphalt. What's going on here?
It's third game of the day. We're semifinal round. I want to go home, even though we're deep in this. We have no pitchers left. We're all wearing black.
You leave a puddle everywhere you sit because you're wearing black pants.
Exactly.
Like in the middle of summer.
I'm in hell. So yeah, black pants, ban them. They do not deserve to be on a baseball field unless you're wearing black jerseys.
I can't think of a lot of successful black pants other than the Pirates. There's not a lot coming to mind.
Yeah.
Tony,
Like
what do you think
Pirates,
about the Seattle jerseys?
I'm like, I wish I could do an in between, like Cal said.
I know.
I don't want to go with good, but I think they're a little bit better than league average because they do incorporate all the things in Seattle. Like the thing I'm seeing, like the picture I'm using, the arm patch has like the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah,
like it says like Pacific Northwest on the arm patch. Like they incorporate a lot of things with the Mariners. Like I can tell that's the Mariners.
I agree with you. Like I think they're better than league average. They're kind of like what I.
You know what?
Kind of
I said the Angels were league average, and I think these are better than the Angels. So I have to go with the good, but
that's kind of I think where I'm going to land as well. Like I don't love them, but they kind of are a good representation of what I think the City Connect stuff should look like. It's a little fun. It's a little comic booky. It's a little cartoony, but it still has an edge to it that says like this is a major league team. Like
definitely.
I don't really know how to quantify that, but it's like Duke always said, like you know it when you see it, and that to me just has a good edge to it that still says we're a major league organization, but we had a good designer. I do hate the black pants.
See,
I think
could
black
care
and
less
yellow
about
is
that.
very. Black and yellow to me is very Madden-y.
Oh,
it's very like
you get pissed
just
off.
like
What the blue and black is like design 101. Like
you can stop with trash and black and yellow. I don't need to hear any of that.
Yeah, I know black and yellow is fine. Black and yellow rocks.
Black and yellow is classic Iowa. Like that's fine. Yeah, but that's college. Like there's not.
Yeah.
Steelers.
When I think of black and yellow, in the baseball,
I think of
Pittsburgh Steelers. I think
I'm
of
the
Pirates.
You mentioned that the Pittsburgh is the only metro area that all of their professional sports teams have the same color scheme.
Yeah, and I know yellow isn't the dominating color for the Seattle. It's that blue.
Yeah, but
I just like there's too much yellow, especially with the belts. There's too much black and yellow for me to not think Pittsburgh. And I don't like a City Connect jersey that makes me think so much about another city so far away, that has nothing to do with you. And I just but I do think it's better than the Angels, for example. I do think it's better than the Cubs. So I think I have to put it in good but there's quite a few buts there, but I like the parts about it that I like. Yeah. So I think it's the long-winded way of saying pretty much the same thing that Cal said. But I even like the socks. I like the socks, but just with the black pants.
Yeah, socks.
There's just it's a little too much Pittsburgh there, and it bothers me. That just bothers me. I don't have a lot of better ideas, but at least I got Julio
just the
in there.
pants.
Oh, hold on. Who's the one reaction there? The hands
this
up
guy?
on the top. No, on top.
No, I think it's just on the tier maker site. You can give reactions, so it's just some random.
Oh, that I did that to myself.
Oh, you did to yourself? Nice.
Yeah, I was seeing if I could give one for all of them, but I can only do one.
That sucks.
Total. So I gave
It'd be cool if you could do one for all of them.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Give myself a little run.
So
let's
I have really
ahead.
nothing to say. I have really nothing to say about this next one, so I'll just go the other way.
What?
I'm indifferent. And
so
here's
you're
why.
different. Yeah.
Here's why. I'm indifferent. And the reason why is because the Nationals don't have that much of a history. What can they really pull on?
Okay.
Because they're really
All
the
right,
expo. Like, there's nothing that.
Here.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to say indifferent.
Get ready. Cal is not happy, and he's
Brilliant Elite. Put it in there right now. Get it up there. All right. It is like DC cherry blossoms are like the most beautiful thing outside of like maybe Japan. Like they are awesome when they're in full bloom. It absolutely is iconic of DC. They didn't go with like, let's just put the Lincoln Memorial on a patch. No, they said, what is
I'm too old. I'd rather have that. I'd rather have the Lincoln Memorial, the White House.
It's easy. It's a layout. It's like to go with the DC is so like I guess over politicized, even though that's basically what it is.
To go with the cherry blossoms,
things.
It would have been like Wrigley. It would have been like the Cubs going with the ivy. Like that's iconic to the ballpark.
Yes,
cherry blossoms and DC are like this, but it's not.
Yes.
Everybody thinks of the monument or the memorial or whatever.
So,
but they
so classy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
With the gray.
This is my one thing I learned. I had no fucking idea there were cherry blossoms in Washington. I had no idea. Like you're telling me.
No, but he's also right about the classy gray, like the nice dark gray.
Yes.
Not too dark.
And they did the
black,
white. Yeah, they didn't do minimalist where it's like just white. They could have just done white on there, but they did a nice gold background. It adds to the classier effect. So they got everything going for it. It's very regal. Like it's Washington. It is Washington personified. It is so well done. I love it.
Yeah.
The hat rock.
I guess I'm just.
I'm
just
there.
clueless.
I'm right there.
I'm
like
passionate-
all
I'm
of the
passionate
same
about
reason.
this
I think we both
Passionate.
said this when somebody posted it. It might have even been me. It might have been somebody else, but somebody posted in the Discord a while back when they first revealed these. I think it was in the show game. They've been around for a while, but
Yeah.
Love them then, love them now. It speaks. Okay, these are like, you're going to get into insight into my personal preference. This is like the Anne Hathaway of City Connectors, just like
So
effortlessly chic, effortlessly classy, just like she rolls out of bed looking like pure class. But like these are the City Connect jerseys. Like these are the Anne Hathaway of City Connect jerseys.
A brunette on a summer day.
Brilliant.
The Washington.
I'm a big fan, and I continue to be a big fan. They nailed. It looks effortless in its simplicity, but there is effort behind it and there is thought behind it.
Yeah,
and they just nailed a classy look. And
it's not San Diego. It's the total opposite of San Diego, and they recognized it. And while we're at San Diego, we'll roll on over to San Diego.
See, good
segue.
I'm sorry. I just got to.
Tony ruined it. Tony ruined the segue.
No.
All right, that's all right. Barrett, what do you got?
No, Tony, what do you got?
You're fine.
You're
fine.
No, I was completely clueless. You guys gave me a lesson. I'm just sitting back. I'm like, fuck, I had no idea about any of this stuff with Washington, D.C.
Oh, yeah. The cherry blossoms are huge.
I am the old person. Like, I want to see the Lincoln Memorial or the White House or like, that's what I think of when I think of Washington. I don't think of.
Well, and that's the thing. They could have done that. They could have done that. But they decided we're not going to appeal to the Tonys, of the world. We're going to dig a layer or two deeper.
I think.
And you don't hate them.
And that's why. No, and I don't. That's why I said I'm indifferent. I don't think they're amazing. And I don't think they're great. Awful. They're not a play to piss. I don't want to say league average because. Well, hold on. No, that's not the airport code.
So do you think these are worse than the Angels? I don't
think they're worse. It's just that I'm indifferent because, like I said, I had no idea what they were.
No opinion on them.
And I had no idea what they were
because of the way the ladder looks on the left. I don't think indifferent is worse than league average. It's under it in the rankings, but it just means I don't care enough one way or another to say I like it or don't like it. I really don't care.
Sure.
Since I ruined the awesome segue to the plate of piss that this is. Sorry,
we're gonna have a big disagreement here.
And I'm in the middle of the road, so I guess it's fine. So I guess
that
works.
I like the San Diego jerseys, and I don't know if it's because of my issue with color and stuff, but they really pop to me in a good, almost kind of like the Seattle. I said they pop to me in a good way, whereas the San Francisco pops in a not good way, or it kind of tries not to pop, but kind of play with almost similar color scheme, at least like in the way that it kind of looks. But the San Diego, just to me, I don't know, it just nails that kind of surfer, beachy kind of vibe, SeaWorld and
I agree.
Palm trees and
Time out. Position player pitching alert.
Who is it? Brett Phillips.
Mike Brosseau.
Oh my
Houston
God!
He just got a ground out.
Let's go.
He just got a ground.
Get the
got a ground
eligibility,
out.
Michael. Come on. I need some pitching.
He's
And I like Tony. I'm giving an impassioned plea for the San Diego jersey. You just call the play to piss here. I'm just fucking around. I like them, and I like that the hats aren't. They didn't go with like that kind of goofy color scheme that the San Diego went. They made that its own thing, and I don't know. There's just something about these that I really like, and I don't have too much of a but about it like I did with Seattle. So these are not good but for me. These are brilliant for me. I haven't been to San Diego, but I totally see what they were trying to do. I don't see what they were trying to do with Chicago. I didn't really know about the flag as much. I guess if I did, it would make sense. But I see that they're trying to encapsulate that ocean surfer, kind of vibe that San Diego has for itself and put it on the baseball team. And I'm all about it. So for me, the San Diego is brilliant, elite. I like the colors. I can actually see them and tell them apart. I love it.
I go with the play to piss because I'd rather see them incorporate the Padre. Like when I think of like the Friar.
Yeah, the Friar.
That's just like that's an alternate jersey though. That's my only argument with that. Is like that's not the point of City Connect. So, okay, for San Diego, like I feel like I don't know. There are things potentially missing. I do agree that the beach vibe is there. In fact, the font is supposed to be like old beach sign font. So like they nailed it. Right. That's perfect. But it sounds stupid, but like I can't think of a more like military place in San Diego. There's no like mention of it.
They have the camos though. They do.
That's true. I guess they already do have those. So I guess that's fair. I totally forgot about the camos. So I guess that's kind of off the table. But the more I thought about it, I was gonna say league average because I just think of like the Fortnite baseball team is what this looks like. Like it's just kind of it's a lot going on.
That's good. That's good.
But like I still like it. I feel like I shouldn't really like it, but I do. I love the choice.
That sounds like good butt, Cal. That sounds
that's where I'm gonna put it now. That's where I'm gonna put it because it is good butt. Because there is something definitely lacking, but I even like what they did with the sleeve. This like they have the white where it doesn't like they could have gone with the more like gaudy color. No, they went with a nice white to make the text pop out. Well done. And then this, I love the choice of colors. They did a great job with that, I think. And the hat looks solid. That's a really good hat. I don't know if I would not wear it. I just something that just like fits me. Like this is like a color I would wear, but I respect it. I think it's a very good hat. It's good butt. It's a good butt.
Good butt. As I bully Cal from putting it from league average into
because I was just looking at it more. And I'm like, you know what? Like it's not as bad as I'm really giving it. Because in my head, I just thought Fortnite baseball as like my little catchy thing, and it's just like, I can't.
That is good.
I can't put it in good. Right. That Fortnite baseball can't be good. But the more I look at it, it's like I know what they were doing, and I respect.
A lot of people like Fortnite, man. Yeah,
that's true. It's very popular.
And as somebody that's never been to the West Coast, I just feel like more than the other West Coast City Connect jerseys, this one hits with what I would associate it like more with the city.
That's true. For West Coast,
I'm not putting the San Francisco. I'm not putting the Frisco one with Frisco. The Dodgers, other than it saying Los, doesn't scream Los Angeles to me, really.
Right.
Same with the Angels.
Can I move mine to league average?
Oh,
yes, you
can. Bully, tell me
you can.
No, you didn't bully me. I'm just looking. I'm like, hold on. I'm looking at the ones that I say play to piss. The Braves are a play to piss because it just says A. You have that's lazy as can be.
Yeah.
The Dodgers are lazy as can be with theirs, and the Giants were as lazy as can be with theirs. San Diego was not lazy. They tried. So that's why I'm going to say I'm not indifferent.
We got some lazies coming up. So
yeah. Do we want to do this next one? Who I just figured out who it is because I looked and then do our last.
I'm interested in both of your opinions on this next one, actually. So yeah, I do want to do this next one. We've got
after that, take the time out to do the last
NL pretenders. Yeah. Let's do this one because I'm interested in what both of you have to say. I know I have this one here in the middle where it kind of breaks down. I haven't read it, but where it kind of breaks down.
I know most. I still remember most of it. So, they have a freaking hippogriff on there. I don't know what's actually called. It's like I don't know, some weird Griffin thing that they had back in the day with like one of the old teams. And they have, for some reason, right? You can't even see it when they're playing, but on the freaking back of the jersey here, like or like on the neck, on the inside, the interior, they have like the date Texas became independent.
Correct.
It's like you don't have to put everything on there, dude. You don't
It's
have
Texas
to.
though. It's
Oh,
Texas.
the 421.
Like,
Yeah,
I
the
know, but then it's
421
like,
on the
what are you gonna do if
inside
I
of the
can
back
put?
of the collar,
Yeah, it's like on the inside armpit. We're gonna put when George
where
Bush bought the
nobody
team.
sees it unless you're
You know?
not wearing the
It's
jersey.
Yeah, it's like I don't understand it. Like Nolan Ryan had a 7 no-hitter on this date, and it's like under the cap or something.
It's Texas.
Too much. I know it's Texas, but I don't think it really, like, the scheme does not show Texas. I do understand what they were doing. Again, black pants tax I'm taking right now. The hippogriff, whatever that thing is cool. The old text is cool. I do like that. I believe if I remember the hat, I think the hat's cool. I think it's like the black and with the white text, and it's just like the old
black
the
and kind of old style text.
Yeah, cool.
Old English.
You know,
Yeah.
So it has things going for it, but they just like throw everything on there and like, see, look, it's Texas. You know, it's like
it looks like a collage. It looks like
Texas
a middle school collage of like a project about Texas, just without the Alamo.
Right.
You know, the only thing missing is the Alamo.
Yeah, it's like let's just throw a mission on there or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm not indifferent on it. I don't think it's played a piss because it has good things going for it. There was, I would say league average. I think that's probably fair. Because yeah, I'm not indifferent. I definitely have opinions about it, but league average feels like high for me. But I'll still put it there because it's not a play to piss. Like Tony said, those ones suck. So yeah, we'll put it up there. That works.
I kind of agree with Cal's sentiment. I don't want to say really indifferent because they made some effort.
Mm-hmm.
It's not play to piss.
Are the colors of the Texas state flag? Sorry, Tony. Is that correct?
Red, white,
are
and
like
blue.
It's
the
pants
star.
are black.
Yeah,
the pants are black. Are the pants dark blue or are they black?
They're black. They are black.
They're black.
It is
so
white,
that's not
red.
the color of the flag.
Yeah, it's white, red, and
I
black.
thought maybe the whole thing somehow, but it doesn't. Yeah.
And honestly, you would have no clue who you're watching if you just saw this on TV.
That's what I was going with. Like, it wasn't lazy enough to put in play to piss, and I don't think it's. I mean, it kind of goes with the Angels to me. Like, it's league average.
Yeah. I think it's play to piss because it's so poorly. It's like an idea that was well conceived but very poorly executed.
It's like 5 dudes all had an idea. They're like, "Well, I can't tell you no."
Yeah, and it's like you just have these random patches that this means this and this means this, and we decided to throw it here. But there's no like cohesive message. That this is Texas, and like it's Texas.
Yes.
It's like, come on, like we said about all of these, like
Texas
all
runs.
of these are major league teams for a reason in places that can, they say we have the old San Antonio Spurs logo because the Spurs showed that a team could be supported here or whatever, and that's what led us to having. But like, it seems like there's a better way to, if you're going to tell that story, it seems like there's a better way to do it than just this little, MS Paint logo and just throw it on there like a collage. It looks like things cut out of a magazine,
sure,
and slapped onto a white piece of poster board for a middle school project. It looks like a school project.
Yeah, definitely.
And for that, I am putting it in plate of piss. I think the ideas are neat, but I think it's really poorly executed in a way that's just really almost disrespectful to the idea of the City Connect. I know they're trying to encompass. Where do they really play? Do they play in Arlington? I know they used to. Like, where's the new ballpark?
Ballpark.
So, like, how are you going to associate it totally with Arlington, Texas? I get, but like, you went for this whole encompassing of Texas, and you swung and missed.
Yeah.
So, I'm giving.
I really wish they just had DFW for the airport code.
It's just all City Connections airport codes.
Yep.
I'm learning this new thing about Tony tonight. That he probably has like a bunch of. Yeah, he's surrounded with like writings all over the wall, like Jim Carrey in the number 23. Just writing all these different areas or airplane codes all over the place, trying to like somehow find an algorithm for predicting crashes or something.
I said Project MKE Ultra. He's on it.
I had no idea, Tony. I didn't.
It's very niche.
I mean,
I
I
have
think
not heard of that.
I think it's interesting. It's an interesting thing to be interested in.
Yeah.
It's like I said, it's like train spotting. It's like these people that have this really niche, interesting
Planes rock.
hobby.
Planes rock though. I love a good plane that just goes right by you.
I also live right like across the street from the airport. I see this stuff all the time.
Yeah, all I get are
You'd like
trains.
it here. Yeah. All right, so let's go to our NL pretenders. I'll go ahead and lead it off, because I already talked about it earlier. It's the Mets I had for mine. I like what Matt is doing with the team, and if you were to maybe be an outside observer of the league, you may look at the Mets and say that they could have a chance at this division. I do think the Mets are, though, a pretender, at least for this year. I like the look going forward, but I just don't think there's enough here outside Luis Castillo. You're looking at Zach Greinke. You're looking at Big Fat Cheater, Domingo Germán, who, if he can't cheat, is he a 14 point per game player? I know Castro is getting some saves lately, so that looks really nice. But Michael Lorenzen got rocked today, I'm pretty sure. He put up positive points. He had allowed like 3 homers in the first inning, but he did put up positive points. I don't see the staying power here for the Mets. But this is clearly a new owner that knows what he's doing and kind of has an idea for the direction of the team. So I like the team going forward, but I think they're a pretender for this season.
I don't really have a pretender. I've been staring at these teams for like a solid 10 minutes, and for as far as someone who is outkicking their coverage, I don't know if there really is anyone. But as far as where they expect to be versus where they actually are going to be, I'd probably say pretender would be in the Josh range, where he thinks he's going to win the entire. He's going to have the pennant, and I don't know who's giving Joe a run for their money. I would say Jake might have a better shot than Josh does, but if you asked him, I don't think he would agree with that at all, not even a little bit. But I don't know who else to really say is their expectations are too high. I don't know.
I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at what you said. I promise.
I probably laugh at what Josh is going to say after this, but
no, I laughed at who I'm going to say my pretender is.
Yeah, because again, like I said, it's not based on they're not going to make the playoffs like the Giants will, but it's where are they at versus where they need to be. So I would say I would lump Josh there as I don't think he is who he expects he is as a division winner. I don't know if anyone can touch Joe. I don't know how they will. Joe is pretty well built.
He's my pretender.
Oh,
Joe?
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, here's why.
That's big.
This is like giving the A's 80 grade pitching in our preseason preview. I'm never going to forget that.
I forgot about that.
No, this is why. The message thing I laughed at is what he literally just put in the trade block. I'm going to package all these 4th and 5th rounder picks so I could move up in the draft. I'm sorry.
Joe does not sound anything like that.
He probably doesn't. But you do need to know.
Oh my God, Joe's watching. Joe's watching.
We got Joe.
Yes.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. And I will. Fine. He's watching. Go ahead. I'll do it.
Yes.
I'll do it. Go ahead.
He was lurking.
Joe's one of the 2 people watching. I called it earlier. Yes.
Here's the thing.
Dude, what a top rope visit.
If we could.
That's Joe Nolan's music. Hold on a second. That's Joe Nolan's music.
Oh my God.
Listen, Tony's so worried in the ring. He doesn't know what's going on.
You think you can talk trash to me? You got another thing coming, brother.
We just had our first legitimate run-in. I can't believe it. It took this long, but we finally had it.
I can't even get my take in. I can't even get my take in.
Joe ruined it. It's not my fault.
No, bring it on. No, Joe's ready for it. And I want to know why the Dodgers are pretenders. Lay it on me.
Okay. Still win their division, or they'll finish second in their division. They'll make the playoffs, but in typical Joe fashion, he'll do his postseason performance, number 1. Number 2, if we could rate Joe's trade performance, it'd probably be lower than a plate of piss. I'm sorry. Like, you do need to know how to trade in this league. You do. And once inevitable bad luck happens, you need to know how to do it. He doesn't. I'm sorry. It's a fact. Joe and I have talked about this. It's nothing new to him. He knows my stance on it. I'm not doing anything that's shocking to him. I'm telling him what I've always told him.
No, it's just a good promo.
He's one of the most.
It's just a good heel promo. I'm loving
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And you're
That's
going to
funny.
have to learn how to make trades, especially once bad luck hits, or you're going to have to build up to beat what Duke's built up in the playoffs.
I just love Tony throwing rocks at Joe. It's great.
Well, I mean, it was funny. Like I'm listening to you.
Card out.
I did not expect the last team on the list. I expected to be maybe Duke might have been above the Dodgers. Maybe.
As
least
likely. Honestly, I probably was leaning towards saying Duke, and I wasn't going to say no. But then I see this trade block.
I was
going to
say Duke to solve for time. That's what I was going to do.
But then I see this trade block thing where he wants to trade fourths and fifths to move up in the draft. Like, everyone knows those aren't that valuable. Like, you're not going to consolidate all these picks to move up. Like, I don't.
Let's just take a look here, because Joe.
And it's not about his roster. It's not about his roster, the talent on the roster, or anything. Okay. It's just about the history. He admits it.
He loses regression coming for Joe.
No, not negative regression. He admits he loses the coin flips. That's what it is. He admits it. He knows it. The postseason is the coin flips. I'm saying his postseason performance won't match what his regular season and roster dictates.
I don't want to speak for Joe. I don't want
That's
to,
fine.
but I'm going to here. I don't know how much he actually believes that.
I think he does.
If I'm just using random coin flips, I mean, I think
there you go.
It might be part shtick if that's what you want.
See, there you go.
One guy wins all the coin flips.
It's like No Country for Old Men. Like, how much have you lost on a coin flip?
Betting everything, you just don't know it. Yeah,
exactly. You've been putting it up your whole life. You just don't know it.
Yeah, you just don't know it. Yeah.
Call it.
Yeah, so maybe I could be wrong here. Joe is the Javier Bardem of
yes. He's just sitting in his chair with his little cow thing, just shooting Josh, shooting Jake. He's gonna take out Tony.
Boom, right to the Oh, Padres, boom. Yeah, I got poor guy on the side of the road, boom. Yeah. Josh,
I just got to ask.
Josh
I just got to ask.
That he just toys with. And
Does Joe still use an abacus to make all his calculations?
Oh, my gosh.
Maybe not all of his calculations, but I bet Joe strikes me as a guy that maybe has a vintage slide ruler that was used by somebody at NASA or something. And I mean, I wouldn't blame. They're really cool things, but he probably knows how to use one, and I definitely don't. But Joe strikes me as maybe that kind of guy. Or maybe
I'm not disagreeing with you that your team's not good, and I get it, Joe. Like, the playoffs are what they are. It is a coin flip. Like, Duke was how close to not winning in year one, 3 points. If John wins in year one, we probably aren't having all these Duke as dominant as he is discussion.
Well, he wouldn't have won back-to-back. Yeah,
he wouldn't have won back-to-back and stuff like that.
Straight spreadsheets. He does not have.
Okay, now here's I got to ask: Google Sheets or Microsoft Excel?
Excel. Sheets is not nowhere near as powerful as Excel is. I gotta see.
Tony did Excel. The playoffs,
yes, I did. I do. I've never said that they're not, but Google Sheets or Excel. We have more important.
Yeah, we got an entire team we gotta go through. Yeah, it's true.
Joe, do you
Google Sheets or Excel?
Yeah, go. Okay, so Excel.
There it is.
Of course,
it's so powerful.
I want to ask Joe.
It cannot not be Excel.
Joe, do you have a Galton board? A Galton board with a G. I'm saying GALTON board. Joe will know what it is, even if he doesn't have one. But it's a thing. It's like this little thing you can flip upside down, and the balls fall into the slots the right way that it correctly measures a curve every time, like a bell curve. Like always fall the same. It's like a probability. Joe loves probability and stuff. It's like a probability little. It's like a desktop toy. You can get them on eBay. Joe strikes me as a guy that might have a Galton board. If there's anybody in the league that does, maybe it's Joe.
I mentioned Josh does too.
Yeah. I was gonna say maybe Josh would have one.
Oh, I've seen these. Okay. Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know that's what it was called.
They're neat little toys. No, he doesn't have one. Damn it. I don't know anything about Joe then. He's been on the pod and I don't know anything about him. Does have a slide ruler. Does have a Galton board.
He lives in Kentucky in the Cincinnati.
He lives in Kentucky and he works at a university. Yeah, I know that stuff, but
the Hilltoppers. Name the university.
I don't know Joe the way I thought I knew Joe.
No, Northern. No, he went to Northern.
Western Kentucky.
Yeah, that's Western. No, he's at Northern Kentucky. I thought.
Okay.
All right, let's get to
We're back, baby.
Yeah, Joe hijacked. I mean, Tony, the promo spot on.
I love that. That made my night.
Fantastic heel promo. Yeah, old school all the way. I love it. And then Joe surprising the entire arena. Nobody thought he was in town tonight. And then Joe's music hits.
That was the Stone Cold glass break.
Yeah, I mean, it really was. Joe
like Vince hiding under the ring for 5 hours, you know? Like it's just
shitting under the ring because he can't leave. Yeah,
exactly.
And everybody else over there gets sick. Yeah,
there's his quads. You know, both his quads gone. He's been
Joe. We didn't think Joe Nolan was in town tonight. We didn't know he was supposed to be here.
We've got to do. You know, we've done this. We've got to do like an old school wrestling one of this.
Old school wrestling. Or just have everybody cut promos on each other.
Yeah, cut promo. Yeah.
That's the politics. That's the politics section.
Give me like a 45-second promo. Yeah. I'd cut a freaking promo right now.
Yeah. Anyways,
all right, let's go with the Reds. Cincinnati Reds. Tony, you want to lead off on the Reds?
Brilliant elite.
Yes. Okay. I'm in.
Yeah, yes. I'm there with you. I said it earlier. Red and black is. Yeah, red and black.
They're not there. We shouldn't be doing this. Absolutely. They're so good. Everything about it. I don't even know what the heck Cincinnati's got going for it. I don't think they do either. They're like, this looks kind of sick. Let's just put it
Skyline Chili. That's it.
Yeah. Like, let's just put it on a jersey.
They made a good City Connect. Yeah.
Let's see if they buy it. We'll go with Cincinnati.
It's right on the riverfront. The ballpark's nice. It's just
very
land.
Cool. Very
and it's right by where the Bengals play too.
Yeah, I've been to the park. Yeah, when you walk to the park, you go right by the Bengals stadium.
I want to go to that one because it looks like a nice park. Great American.
It is. Oh, dude, you can get.
It's as small as it looks.
You can get like.
Wow.
You know when you watch games on TV and you see the behind the home plate seats where like you're getting the orders taken, you get those seats for like $50 at the Reds.
That's crazy.
Like,
yeah.
Then they'll be good.
They call up all those prospects though. And start winning.
Ellie and McLean and all. Yeah, it's going to be nasty. It's going to be about $100.
But these jerseys, these kind of hit what I like about Washington. I think these are like effortlessly cool. They're just effortlessly badass. I mean, there is effort there, but they nailed every part that they needed to nail. Yeah. They're not too flashy. They're not trying to show off like too much of the weird city stuff like Texas, for example. These guys just nailed it. It's hard to fuck up black and red, but it's also hard to do it brilliant elite, I think, because it's such a common thing. But these guys nailed it.
So the 4-letter network that we shall not name had these 11th out of 18.
Well, wonder why we don't talk about them.
I disagree. Yeah,
what
is the author? Was it like an aggregate ranking?
That was a Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless doing City Connect.
Yeah.
That'd take too much time out of his.
Stop it, Skip. Stop it.
Matt Vasgersian.
Joe,
think he's an ESPN guy.
No. How do you pronounce this? Joon.
June. Yeah, it's probably an Asian. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, June Lee.
Yeah, probably Korean.
Yeah.
He was.
I don't know.
Previously a staff writer at Bleacher Report, and he's a Cornell University graduate.
Freaking Bleacher Report.
Ivy Leaguer.
Whatever.
All right.
Anyways, moving on.
Well, no wonder he doesn't like the working town Cincinnati, the Midwest Cincinnati, the Rust Belt.
Hold on. Do you only have one? You only have one for the next team.
Oh shit.
That's fine. That's more than enough.
Who are they?
We should all agree. It's Colorado.
Oh, it's the Rockies. Yeah, it's the Rockies. Yeah. Okay,
sorry. I might have a hot take on them, so maybe we do need more than one.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
but real quick though, I am a sucker for the Art Deco, the whole 1920s Art Deco design. So in this, the C of Cincinnati just like screams it, and I think the red, like if that was gold, even more Art Deco, like Great Gatsby type thing we're looking at. But the red
Sure.
looks so freaking sweet, dude. I love it. I mean, it's just
It's good.
it doesn't scream Cincinnati. I don't know what would scream Cincinnati. It's
so, like,
picture. I don't know.
Isn't University of Cincinnati didn't or for a time didn't they have black and red homes or
they are.
Well, yeah, I think so. Yeah, they're the Bearcats, and they're black and red. So it's like fair enough. Like that works. Yeah. That totally works. So yeah, I like it a lot. That's definitely brilliant, elite.
Yeah, they are great. Colorado, do you have a hot take on Colorado?
Yeah, it's mainly because the wasted potential angers me so much, and the source of the creativity makes me even more mad. Like what
it's the license plate.
Yeah, it's just a license plate. Yeah. That's it. They're like, oh, it's an iconic license plate. No, it's not, dude. There are
it's not City Connect for one. It's not Denver.
It's
all of I have
Connect,
that license plate. Come on. It's like
get out of here with that. That's ridiculous. Colorado is probably the most beautiful state that we have, and you do that with it. It probably has the best flag in the whole country, and you do that with it. It's just, it makes me so angry. Like even
none of the colors of the flag represented. Like
you just use 2 colors. You have you have so many colors at your disposal with Colorado.
When you come in, I don't remember if you come in from the 70 from the east. The first sign that you run into says "Welcome to colorful Colorado."
And you have 2 colors.
Their City Connects, their City
White
Connectors
and shitty
2
green.
colors, and it's the shitty, like not even vanity license plates. It's like the basic printed in prison license plates that they give away to everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
definitely. So for me, play to piss, like just as it angers me so much of the wasted potential that I can't. I'm not indifferent about it, and it sure as hell not league average. So by default, I have to go play to piss. While it probably is better than some of the other play to pisses, it's the best of the worst.
Yeah, I would have to put it in league average because I think it's about as good as the Angels. And I mean, it's bad because of the wasted potential, but the other ones I put wasted potential in. League. I put like the Cubs and stuff in league average. So it's
right. My only thing with the Angels,
they're not terrible. They're not terrible. They're not like, oh my God, that's so bad. Like the Black Pants of Seattle. It's not like that. They're not offensive. And
yes,
I've been to Coors, and people fucking love. They buy the hell out of those things. You see them everywhere in the ballpark.
Yes,
people are obsessed with them. Yeah, and I think it's because of like that everyman appeal of, oh hey, this is the license plate. I think that's a big part of it. I think they nailed that part of it. But us as like baseball fans and like people that can appreciate a little bit of history and stuff, this was a swing and miss, but not in a way that I can call it a play to piss. I have to fall short. I'm clearly not indifferent, but I have to fall short of play to piss.
Yeah, I'm just like a amateur fuck off designer. So like I don't really do things, but like I could give you 3 before I go to bed.
Yeah, I don't have that aspect. I totally get that part of it. Like knowing you could do
Angels,
better.
I don't really know what I mean. I could probably do something with it, but like they did a good job. Like I think that's good for what they're trying to like display. I think that's a good aesthetic. But this Colorado thing just makes me so mad because they had all the options available to them. If you're a designer and you get gifted Colorado, it's like, let's go, dude. I'm freaking lucked into it. I have the best job ever.
See, with that, it's almost like the Giants. It's like what we said about the Giants. So that in that sense, I could put it in play to piss. Honestly, I guess I probably could because it's the exact same argument. Yeah. But even so, when I look at the Giants, you would never associate that with the Giants. I would immediately associate that with Colorado.
I'll give so
that's what takes it the one step up to league average. That's what lands that there for me. Tony, you've been quiet. What do you think about the Colorado?
What's your Colorado take?
Is there an airport code?
It's a great point.
Look, dude, if you like funky airport shit, Denver Airport is like one of the funkiest, weirdest.
I know.
That's got to be a place for you, man.
I've been there.
Doing the research. Okay. I know.
There's weird stuff about that airport.
Trust me,
myths and fantasies and just weird stuff.
I'm aware.
Yeah, that's your thing.
It is no airport code. It's as lazy as the Braves, Dodgers, Giants. Like it's just like you said, it's the license plate. That's it. It's like, we woke up stoned. Let's do the license one.
Freaking
So I mean, no, I'm
weirdos.
sorry. I'm just.
These freaking
I'm
weirdos.
just.
Gosh, pots suck.
Potheads are the worst. They're the
Get 'em outta
worst.
here.
Yeah, they really, really are.
I'm not
Well,
saying.
I
I'm not saying. You know, I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Like,
And you could, yeah.
look, they could have done Blue
To be
Moon.
fair, if they
Like,
were stoned, they would have come up with a much better idea. I
Yeah,
just
they
want to put
would
that
have
out there.
Yeah, because even if you were going to go that way, the microbrewery scene in
Yeah.
Colorado, you have.
That tire.
I mean, I know you incorporated the Rockies with the license plate, but like, there's even just a lot to Denver if you wanted to really do City Connect. I know it's the Colorado Rockies, it's not the Denver Rockies, but you play in Denver. There's a ton of
just like
Colorado
it's
that
the
you don't
Texas.
play in.
It's
you
the
know?
Texas Rangers, not the Arlington.
Sure, yeah, and they tried to incorporate all of Texas.
Yeah.
And Colorado
Right.
just did the license plate. They didn't.
That's a,
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's how you reach everybody. Everybody knows the license plate. So, but
Yeah.
that's just cheap. That just feels really cheap. But still, it definitely is BAM
So are
Colorado.
you-
That's the only reason it's not a plate of piss for me.
Okay.
For me, it's league average. It's league average. You know who it is.
oh,
It's
I'm
not a
between.
plate of
See,
piss.
of course, I'm right between plate of piss and league average, leaning towards plate of piss.
I'll majority rules in this one since I only did the one picture. Majority's going to rule, and we're going to put Colorado. And
Let's
I know there's some guys in the
go.
Discord that like
This is
the Colorado City Connect.
Get 'em out.
And like I said, I can speak firsthand that the fans, at least the random fan that has $400 to spend on a Rockies jersey, they seem to like the City Connect.
Again, I think Denver's kind of in that similar situation as San Francisco. We get a lot of those younger kids with money who they're just going to buy what they're going to, like.
All right, new goal is keep us under 2.5. That's our new goal.
Sorry.
We can get
We
there.
gotta
No.
look.
I just I'm like, oh no, what did I do? I just looked up. I was like, oh, God.
Oh, we're good. We're good.
We are good?
I got nothing to do. Yeah. We're
Okay,
fine.
as long as we have time, I feel bad for you.
Oh,
guys.
fuck, I got-
Yeah. If I
And
mean,
we all
this
have
is an
time.
endurance
We'll do a-
contest,
we'll do
for
a
anybody
5-hour
watching
pod
and
Dude, we've got-
participating.
I
But
told-
if you guys
Thank
I told
goodness.
Alan I always want to be on these pods, and I've told him because this is like my night out.
Yeah, there
This
you
is
go.
social
Absolutely.
event of the summer.
This is
for
my
Tony.
social
social event of the
event.
spring. Whatever you
Yeah,
want to
Yeah.
call it.
absolutely. Yeah, I'm
Whatever
cool. I'm
late
totally
May
cool with it.
is in your region. I know for you guys it could be anything. You guys could have 90s and 90% humidity this time
Yeah.
of year.
Yeah,
Or we could have
yeah.
a snow or ice storm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could have snow. We're getting wildfire smoke and
Yeah,
a
definitely.
bunch of wind. We've been low 80s lately. But,
Well, that's good.
So-
That's good news. Then I was feeling bad, so that's good to know. Okay,
yeah, no, we're good. These next ones,
Wow.
I think they're brilliant. I put them in brilliant elites. I love, maybe they're good, but I mean, I really, really like them. No, they're brilliant elite for me. I love the Royals. They're just, again, they're kind of simple classiness. I love the color scheme. I love the simplicity. I just really, really like the Royal City Connects. I don't have a lot more to say. I think they're brilliant. I think they're one of the most brilliant ones.
I see. I don't feel incredibly strong about them, but like you said, I love the design. I love the way they use the scheming. I love the way that is the KC supposed to be like the rail, like the railroad? Is that what it's supposed to be? Like it's supposed to be tracks?
I first I thought it was supposed to be fountains, but I don't think it is. I think it is.
It's not fountains.
Yeah, maybe
It's
Let me
not
pull it
fountains.
up.
No, it's not
Oh,
fountains.
yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely not
Not
fountains. I think it might be the tracks. Yeah, I think it might be tracks. Like
I'm gonna find out.
KC
here.
was a big rail hub.
But anyways, like I like you would. It's so classy.
No, I guess,
If
I mean-
everything works. Tony, you can give your bit while I look for the.
Is
the
it
reason
fountains?
why.
No, I stand corrected. The article I just read says fountain inspired.
It is the fountains.
Really?
Okay.
I'll be danged.
So
You
I
know
was-
that.
I-
You know
I
that's. I'm sure I've told you guys the story before. That's my claim to fame, though, is knowing Fountain Mom, that girl who jumped in the fountains in 2013.
Oh wow, yeah, it's true. You see that this is kind of a tribute.
I
to
was
her, then.
there. I was at the game, and
Oh.
we picked her up, getting released from jail the next morning. It's pretty awesome.
Whoa.
That's
Wow. No, I did not know that. And that's
No.
cool that that is the fountains as Kansas City is like all about, they have like the second most fountains in the world, like
it is
outside
crazy.
of Paris or Rome or something like that.
I love fountains,
They-
so I mean,
yeah, they
it's
have a
good
ton
to
of fountains. They have a ton of like boulevards and.
I'm a
So
fountain
hold
head,
on,
dude.
you did not know the story of that day. I've never told that to you, either one of you.
I don't think
I didn't
you
know.
haven't told me that.
No, I didn't know.
So we went down there. A guy who I knew, his dad is the head of HR at Catfish Bend. He graduated from Fort Madison, and I saw him when I came back home, and I played at Catfish Bend and played craps. He wanted to move up to Des Moines, and so I work at Prairie Meadows, found a job there. He's like, okay. So he moves up there, and he meets Jessica, is the girl's name, Jessica McCoy. I'm Facebook friends with her. You can Google search it. Her name's Jessica McCoy. She worked at the bar that I was the regular at in Altoona. She went with us, and she hooked up with Eric Morley, is the guy's name, who worked at Catfish Bend and now worked at Prairie Meadows. We went down to do 2 or 3 games. I forget what. I think we might have done the series, and it was the Royals versus the Twins. We get there, we wake up, and we go to a Mexican restaurant, and they say, "Hi, welcome to blah 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 blah. Our special for the day is 2-for-1 margaritas." We're like, I guess we'll start with 2-for-1 margaritas at 11 a.m. So we got there opening.
Deal's a deal.
And we ate lunch at the Mexican place. We did a brewery tour at Boulevard. This was like at 1 or 2 right
Oh
after.
yeah, a friend of mine did
We-
Boulevard. That's cool. Yeah.
We drank as much beer as we could in the 30 minutes that they gave us. Then we went to Kaufman to get there before gates open at 3, so we didn't have to pay for parking. And we drank all the way up until first pitch. And at Kaufman, for no one who's ever been there, if you tailgate, you can literally drink your beer straight from your car all the way to the gate, slam your beer in front of the ticket taker, throw it away, and walk in the stadium.
Yep.
And they don't care. So this is 7 o'clock first pitch. We've done 2-for-1 margaritas, brewery tour, and tailgated for 4 hours in the hot sun. So she hops the fence and walks the fountains and everything. And we're like, holy shit.
That's a hell of a way to go out.
And she got to go to ballpark trail, didn't she?
So I was there. I was there with my good friend John Geiger was his name, and then Eric, who's her boyfriend. We were all taking a piss break, and then we turned around and we're like, "What the fuck? Is that McCoy getting handcuffed walking out of the ballpark?" We were all in the pisser while this happened. So I didn't see it because it's like 6th or 7th inning. So I think we wanted to go take a piss and then get our last beer. Well, shit, that ruins that,
Man, if you made it from 11 o'clock 2-for-1 margaritas all the way to the 7th inning without pissing and drinking that much, that is incredible.
Yeah,
man, booze goes right through me. I piss a million times an hour when I'm like if I'm at a bar or something and we're drinking, that shit goes right through me, man. I can't do it. That's incredible.
So then we wake up. We had no idea how big this was. So we knew she got arrested or whatever. So then we wake up. We're like, well, we'll hear from her. She just wanted to spend the night in jail. She didn't want bonded out or whatever. All the morning shows.
She probably didn't have a choice to spend the night.
Well, no, I mean, she could have had a call. I'm sure she never called any of them. I think she might have called.
Yeah, okay, I get you. Yeah.
Well, anyways, we're like, oh, whatever, no big deal. We wake up, all the morning talk shows in Kansas City are talking about it. And then they're like,
people don't jump into those fountains, dude. Yeah, that doesn't happen.
Then they're like, then they were like, what suburb? They were making, what suburban mom is she? So they're playing off of all the Kansas City suburbs and stuff like that. And then we go there and she goes out of jail with a hoodie over because there's people waiting there to talk to her. And so she just comes to her car with her hoodie over her head. She's like, I just want to go home.
And as a kid, I loved Kaufman so much because of those fountains. Awesome. I mean, I've kind of I've seen the park when I was at the Chiefs game in January. I saw the park and I could see the fountains on and stuff, but it was pretty uninspiring. Outside of the fountains, it's there's not much to it, but those fountains are iconic, and they're there for a reason. They're there because of Kansas City. They are on the hat. That is fountains coming out of the KC. Tony confirms. So. Yeah, my opinion not changed. Tony, after all of that, what do you think of the jerseys?
Good, but I don't think they're elite. Well, good, but good. Now here's good, but good, but it reminds me of the horrible. Yeah, I have the whole story. Good, but it reminds me of.
Okay.
Yeah. Does that make sense? Like,
Yes.
If I-
absolutely.
if I didn't have this whole 5-minute story that I went through.
Yeah, but 2 good butts because I have a good butt and he's got a good butt. So we both have good butts.
Oh yeah, okay, my bad. Yeah. Okay, so that's pretty high for the Royals. I mean, that's good praise. They're solid.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I
much
agree.
better than
Look,
our team,
look,
you know,
same. Just like another minute side story about that. This is back in the day when like Craigslist was popular. We literally, for that game, I saw on Craigslist a guy selling tickets. Like, hey, interested in we didn't have tickets, by the way, going there. We were just going to get them because this and the Royals were like fucking awful. No one went to the games. And sorry, are we PG? So I should have asked that.
No, I was gonna just like
I say that all the time.
Anyways, so I messaged the guy on Craigslist. He's like, "You still want the tickets for the night game?" We're like, "Yeah, we're still tailgating." He's like, "Oh, okay. What part of Kaufman parking lot you're in?" We're like, "Oh, we're here." It's like, "Oh, I'll just drop the tickets off in 20 minutes. Just give me cash." He delivered us the tickets at Kaufman parking lot from the Craigslist ad. Like,
Nice.
here's cash. Like,
Back in the days where you could trust somebody, trust
Oh,
is
yeah.
strong, but
Yeah.
maybe be sure that you weren't going to get robbed.
well, we're in
from a
Kaufman
Craigslist
parking lot.
transaction.
The stadium security's already there.
Yeah,
and
sure.
we had strength in numbers. I think we're buying like 6 or 8 tickets. So he wasn't just meeting like me in a dark alley and
Right,
I would have got
yeah.
my ass kicked. But yeah, like you don't do that nowadays. Now you gotta go through like StubHub and they take their
Not on Craigslist.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not on
Yeah,
Craigslist.
they do rob you more than if you just bought
You'll
the
be a
guy on
victim of
Craigslist.
human trafficking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially it depends on where you are. If you're in Chicago or something, Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
yeah.
To
It
not-
was-
to not pay StubHub fees. I'd take the risk on the human trafficking front. Like I would like. Hopefully this guy doesn't. You know, like Mr. Craig. Hopefully doesn't get at me. But yeah,
dude, when the Royals suck, it's a good atmosphere to go. I know that sounds kind of backwards.
Yeah, you
Well,
don't
it's
Well,
want
it
so
must be
you don't
good.
want all
It
the
must be good
freaking
most of the time because
bandwagons.
the Royals suck a lot of the time.
Yeah, you don't want the
But, like,
bandwagons hopping in. They don't understand.
That's
what's
what it
going
is. Like, and then like
Yes.
tickets are so
Yeah.
cheap, and the tailgating's awesome because it's literally
Yeah.
just an empty parking lot.
Can't
You
see
do whatever
anything
you
else
want.
to do.
There, yeah,
They got
it's right
nothing to
there.
do. They're
Yeah,
just gonna go hang out at the parking
and
lot.
it's right. It's right off the interstate.
Mm.
Because you've been to Arrowhead, Alan.
Yeah, they're right there. Yeah, they're kind of like outside the city, but they're right there next to each other,
Mhm.
and it's a giant parking lot.
Yeah,
A
Yeah,
couple
yeah.
different ones.
Perfect.
actually,
freaking huge, man.
perfect
Yeah,
for tailgating.
it's in the
Perfect.
middle of kind of nothing. You know, you
Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
character around it, but the pregame festivities, you're not going to beat that.
yeah.
I don't think because
Yeah, you're
they're
right.
organic and they're homemade. It's not like, oh, I'm going to go bar to bar to bar and I've got all this neighborhood.
Yeah,
and
there's no neighborhood
it-
there. It's
yeah.
nothing. It's just what the people bring and like set
Yeah.
up, and it happens, every home game, especially for football. But yeah, baseball series, especially when I don't know when they were good, the tailgating was probably good because the bandwagoners they bring like the expensive stuff to the tailgates,
True.
so like they're probably a little more fun. But for your people, your working class with the sleeves rolled up. I've been a Royals fan since 1985 or whatever.
George Brett's my hero.
There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah, George Brett, old shit pants George Brett. The Royals have had some. I mean, they don't get the credit that I don't know if they deserve the credit because, especially lately, like they've proven how bad they are at developing pitching and stuff. And they've had Greinke, sure, come up through that system, and he's going to be a Hall of Famer. But I don't know. I mean, as a kid, I thought I hated the Royals, because of the Royals Cardinals thing in the '80s.
Mhm.
But I'm just kind of indifferent to the Royals. I thought it was fun when they were good, but I do love these jerseys. So that's what they got going for them now.
Boulevard is an extremely underrated beer. That's my hot take about it.
Yeah, they're around here.
I've heard good things about it just because I had a buddy that did the tour that you did, and he's like, dude, if you go to KC, you got to do the Boulevard tour. So it's definitely on my list.
And the Boulevard Brewery has a winery on the top floor.
Yes, he did mention that. Yes, absolutely.
So you can fact check
Right.
all these things I'm saying. So you agree with
Yeah, all true.
Get the
Can
Twitter
confirm.
bots, the Twitter fact checkers on.
Yeah, I've been to Kaufman.
let's,
That's all true. Yeah, it's like
let's knock out these last three here. This
We got
one
it.
in particular, the Boston.
The
Red
color
Sox.
already is indicative of where it belongs. Pretty cool. It's pretty neat for us. Looks like piss. Smells like piss. Played it.
Yeah, I don't like them. I did look up some of the reasoning behind why it is what it is.
Yeah, but
marathon
still.
stuff and.
They look like the UCLA Boston Bruins. It's like, what
Yeah,
are they
what
doing?
the fuck? Like, you're the Red Sox.
Yes.
You're the Red Sox. Why are they yellow and blue? It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, no part of that makes sense.
I don't know, maybe like a bean. They could just put like a bean on there. I don't know. Like,
what has something to do with Moxie Cola? I mentioned Moxie
well,
in the Discord. Like, give me something. You had Ted Williams. You had Yastrzemski. You had
a sicko sign. Maybe you just put the sicko logo on the thing. I don't know, but something that resembles Boston a little more.
Yeah, something. A powdered wig. Something.
Yes, powdered wig.
Bunker
Yes.
Hill. A musket. I
Sam
don't
Adams.
Know. The Green
Dropkick
Dragon, the
Murphys.
bar, the Dropkick Murphys, just put them on there.
Yeah.
Anything would have been better.
Mark Wahlberg.
Than this. Boston, the band, the logo from their album.
that would rock.
That would have been better than this.
Yeah. Fuck, what about just like even
what about the UFO? Just like that would have rocked, man.
What about just like a four-leaf clover for like Irish, like. They're known as kind of like
that would have been a pint of beer.
Yes,
would have been lazier but better because this seems like it has some effort in it, but it's like it's misdirected somehow.
Car bombing. Something that really would have brought home the Boston aesthetic.
Yeah, something related to the IRA, perhaps.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like give us something.
The Irish culture.
But this yellow and blue and just Boston with I know the font is supposed to have something to do with the marathon, but it just doesn't. I personally am probably going to put it in play to piss. I really, really don't like it.
Yeah, bums me out to even think of it.
It kind of bums me out. Kind of like the Giants. Like I'm offended at the fact that this is.
My dad gets so mad when they wear
the Rockies.
Yeah,
they're bad, man.
My
dad's
dad's so mad. He said, "Those fucking jerseys again."
Give Verdugo here. Verdugo's in the play to piss. Is that where you're going to?
Yeah, absolutely.
Play to piss. Yeah.
Is that Zandy? Who's wearing that?
Yeah. Is that another guy that's not on the team? What do you think about Boston? Where are you putting these yellow and blue abominations?
Yeah, play to
not
piss.
Influence.
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, because I had they're so awful. I had to get like a Boulevard Brew.
You had to wash down the bad Boston jersey.
Tropic Slam. Can you make that out?
Yeah, that's
the percentage.
We got more.
Guava. Guava, pineapple, and orange. Boulevard. Tropic Slam.
My wife and I ate a guava the other day. Did not impress me. I think you really need to juice them because, like, as a fruit, I remember it being pretty flavorless. I was not impressed.
Delicious.
Like the Ween album. Ween has an album called Pure Guava.
Ooh.
And that made me think that guava was like this delicious, rare fruit. But pure guava, right? Like it's got to be. It's not that great. Maybe I had a bad one. Maybe.
Is Cal a Ween guy too?
Yeah, I like Ween. I like Ween. 90s Ween, yes. I guess there really is another Ween than 90s.
What year were you born?
I know.
It was like 2003.
I feel like I'm pretty well rounded. I feel like I can reach back in time and I can stick with it now.
So you're the same as
Shirley and a Ween reference in the same pod.
Yeah. We're at a party.
On a Monday night, no less.
Oh yeah, you know me. I'm busy. I'm too busy looking up all these facts.
See, you're the same as me. You like all the songs before you were born. Like, I love the Stones.
I love modern day stuff though. Like I love music now. I don't. Yeah, like I don't care.
I'm not.
Tony does not love anything now.
No, correct. If it was after he was born, it's gross.
Tony yelled at clouds. He was actually in Montana or whatever it was. He yelled at clouds.
Actually, there's only one modern day artist I like. So,
Tom McDonald.
Oh, that's right, Tom McDonald's. Like trying to go through my Rolodex. I was like, Tom McDonald.
He does have an album, or it's either a song or an album that's like really doing well in Canada right now. But it's like number 4. The guy's not a
He has more
He's not
build.
like
He
Canada-
has
the Canada
he's
know
not
about
like your
Eminem
petite,
though?
but he's not a joke.
Yeah.
you know,
No, he-
I'll
he's,
say
he's
that much.
definitely he's
he has,
definitely getting his
he has
numbers
more
up.
billboard hits than you think.
Yeah, his numbers are
Yeah,
up
that's
for
probably
sure.
true.
And
Stock
and,
is up.
and the thing that I will say about him is he's completely independent. So all of it goes in his prop.
Yeah, I like an independent artist, someone who
Tony-
sticks to the man.
Oh god. Yeah, no, that's what he's all about. Stick it to the man. He is all about
he
sticking to
he
the man.
is all about sticking it to the man.
Yes.
Stick it to the man. Yeah.
Tony, what do you think about the Houston Astro? I feel like you and I might be on opposite ends of the spectrum with this one. What do you? That's why I wanted to go to you first. What do you think about Houston, the Space City uniforms?
Good butt.
Oh, okay. That's better
I
than
appreciate-
if we were like
Hold on,
Chinese
hold
auctioning,
on.
like what do you think
Think-
Tony thinks of these jerseys? I would have lost that.
Think about this. What are they incorporating?
NASA.
In space.
Yeah.
Nah.
What
hey,
do I
NASA!
want? Yes.
Let's go NASA go!
Yeah.
I think my wife
What-
might have that shirt, but
what-
in gray. I think.
What have I always been a proponent for? Airport.
Kicking
It's-
ass.
NASA is the ultimate
No.
airport, to be fair.
Yes.
NASA's one big ass airport.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's true.
So you're a fan.
Yes.
I'm also
I
a
like
fan.
them.
I love these jerseys. I know I've said that about several so far. I feel like I've either loved them or hated most of them. Like there's very few in betweens, but that's just how I feel. I really, really like these. It incorporates
Mhm.
like, I mean, it's if you've ever watched Apollo 13 of Houston, we have a problem. Like it's an infamous line. It's a famous line. And when you realize like, oh, Space City, like it's Houston. Houston is NASA. Like it connects. And you realize, and they kind of look, they have like almost a Jetsons, like a futuristic kind of look to them. And it's not like a dumb, they nailed it. I feel like they really nailed it. It doesn't look stupid to me. It still looks like kind of like I said about Seattle, it looks like a major league ball club still. But these guys nailed it every aspect. They didn't go with the stupid black, the black.
Are you doing
pants,
elite?
the yellow, the yellow. Yeah, I'm going elite.
You
I
can
am.
put mine up to
Sorry,
elite.
sorry.
Put
I
mine
was
up-
very
no,
long-winded.
put mine up to elite too.
Okay, all right. That's what I'm talking about.
Ooh.
Exercising some influence. Yes. What do you say, Cal?
I
Are
don't
you
get
going to be the
influenced
only
easily.
asshole that doesn't put them?
I
in the
don't listen. I don't get influenced easily. League average. I'm throwing him in league
Whoa.
average. Yes, absolutely.
Whoa.
I was shocked you guys
I-
were even.
Wow.
The good butt was like, okay,
Okay.
fair enough. All right, I feel like
Okay.
you like it. But then to go double brilliant on me, it's like you made me the asshole now. I thought I was gonna have a pretty nice middle of the road answer. I thought Tony was gonna be like indifferent. Who cares? But I was shocked by Tony's answer. Now I'm getting screwed.
League average, man.
League average. I don't like.
This
In
one,
my
the
head,
next one, you might be off on me with.
I think it's because I have a design in my head and it's just not this. But I liked they executed it really well. I mean, as far as it being what they want it to be, it's Space City. The font works, but I don't like the blue. I know the blue's supposed to be like space, but you can still do more with what they had given to them. I think. I mean, there's just it was the concept was done well, but I just feel like you can still add things to it. It does seem a bit kind of bland
Maybe
compared
a little
to
bit bland. I could see that.
yeah. But I mean, they definitely do kind of rock, but not enough.
The space is minimal. There's not a
Yeah,
there's not a
space
lot
is
going on in
bland.
space,
Fair
right?
enough.
Yeah, there's nothing out there.
Fair enough, but I think it's Houston is more based on the rockets than it is on space itself. I think like you could do something more with the actual rocket.
That's not
What-
bad.
And
That's
there's a
not
lot.
bad.
There's tons of rocket logos that they could mess around with. Like even the freaking what is it? It's a minor league team it's like a new minor league team like Rocket City Trash Pandas. They have an alternate logo, and it's not a Trash Panda, but it is like a rocket or whatever. But I'm thinking of something like it's probably more cartoonish. This is more cool, space age, futuristic. I guess it's just kind of like what tickles your fancy. But I mean, this is cool for what it is. I guess it's
Is
the
that a Rocket Raccoon thing? Is that like is that a comic book thing?
No,
Rocket
that's a
City
good
Trash
question.
Panda? Is that-
That's actually a good question. I don't know. You would think it kind of has to be, but there it is. It's just a little.
They have a lot of
raccoon in a trash
raccoons.
can,
It's just-
and he's flying around. Yeah, I don't know.
People
I don't know
don't
what's
leave the
going on
lids
there.
on their trash cans. They got a lot of raccoons. And
I
so
couldn't
they
even tell you where Rocket City
incorporated
is.
it into
It's
the
not like
baseball
actual
team.
city. They just called it Rocket
Hey,
City.
I'm
Hey,
impressed.
Cal.
I league average.
Yeah,
Yeah. What do
that's
you say,
just-
Tony?
I was shocked by you guys. It's
Hey,
like,
Cal, I got a
damn,
question.
I got duped. Yeah.
Is your dad watching this on his cell phone or computer?
I don't know. He's a real character. He could be really.
Probably at work, isn't he? Shouldn't he be probably at work?
No, it really depends. It's a very weird schedule. I never know what's going on. I either see him or I
Well, I
don't
was
see
just
him.
asking,
he
like,
works
But I'm
I was just
thinking
asking, like,
at this time, probably I think he's got his phone going. Here's probably what's going on. He probably verified this. For me. I think he's probably messing around on his phone, but he has it set up on his computer off to the side, and so like he's still chatting on his computer, but he's messing around on his phone. And
so he's using.
highlights of Georgia
So-
football.
yeah, exactly. He's like he's like no.
So is
no,
he
listen,
using? Is
no
he
highlights.
using?
He's purely future focused. He wants next year to be a championship season. He does not care what Stetson Bennett did last year. Does not care. It is next year's championship that we care
Doesn't
about.
care that he didn't major in anything after going to college for 5 years. He doesn't care.
Doesn't care.
So he's using his-
out of
Minutes
here.
agree.
It's
So-
Brock time. It's Brock
So
o'clock.
he's using his computer to type this up.
I'm very sure. Like I don't know if
Is he?
I
Does
put
he
money on
type
it.
fast?
No. Not even a little.
So I was
Well,
trying to say, like,
he's not bad. I'd say average. That's about
okay. So I was trying to
average.
say, like, well, we do this last one. Could we get him to type out?
I put him at like an 80 word per minute.
Okay, so he could type out his opinion on the Red Sox jerseys.
I already said that.
Just
He
ask him,
hates him.
Tony. He's right here. Yeah,
He hates
Well, that's
him.
why I'm asking him to type it out. He's right
Yeah,
here.
that's
That's what
true.
I'm asking.
He gets mad whenever they're on TV. Like he's just like this fucking.
I just want to hear his own words.
It's just like a. Hold on. You guys on the Mac and watching my scores on the
Oh
phone.
man, he's
boom,
triple fisted it.
boom,
Yeah. Boom.
boom.
Hates it.
Hate it in capital letters.
He
Hate
hates
it.
this. I'm with Don. I
was
do
right.
not like these. I do not like them at all. I know there are some publications that say that they are the best of the City Connect jerseys. I could
What
not
are you
disagree
reading?
more. I hate them. I hate them.
Give me
I think
names.
they're
Hey,
low
You
effort.
can't just say this.
It
I
might
need
have been-
names.
It's one of the ones I grabbed this picture.
I need to disparage. I need to
didn't,
go
like,
out and
pay a
do a
lot-
hate
Hey,
campaign.
you
hey,
have to
did I
scroll
tell
down
you-
to find.
did I tell you who the four-letter network said was number one?
No, not yet.
The Rockies.
Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. Well, we definitely disagreed with that. I mean, that's on brand. We have disagreed with ESPN pretty much the entire
That makes
time.
me feel amazing.
So,
I feel so
yeah,
good
that
about
makes
that.
me feel good. Actually,
Well,
That makes me feel-
I'm not going to ruin it for you, but number 2 is the only team we have left.
oh wow. So yeah, I really don't like them. So yeah, give me the.
I'm doing both.
I think the White Sox are a plate of piss. I don't like them at all. I think it kind of strikes me that both the Cubs and the White Sox went kind of minimalist with their City Connect, and it strikes me as odd because Chicago has been a major metropolitan for a long time. You know, there's a lot of history there. I'm not saying I have better ideas. I think like Don's Ivy idea, just a little bit for the Cubs was brilliant. I don't know what I would do necessarily for the White Sox, but I know I don't like these. It strikes me as a softball jersey. This looks like a softball jersey
No.
to me.
No.
Not even like a college baseball jersey or mine. It looks like a softball jersey, and I don't like it.
Okay.
Sorry.
If Easy E was still alive, he would wear only this, and I would love it. It would be awesome. So I gotta put it in league average because it is pretty minimalist. But I can just picture Easy wearing it with his hat, and it just
You're
be
not
so
wrong.
sick.
I mean, you're not wrong. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
definitely not wrong.
Yeah, it would be
That's a
awesome.
good point.
And yeah, I really dig them. I think they're sick. I think like Tim Harrison rocks the hell out of it. It always looks freaking good when he's wearing it. It just looks good.
That
Like,
sounds like
I
good
like
butt to me, Cal. I mean,
True, but I also like I recognize the minimalism of it as like you guys could have
Okay.
probably have done more, you know. And I keep saying it for a lot of these, but yeah, a lot of them are missing things. They really are. That's why I give credit where credit's due. You know, I only have a couple of elites because only a few of them are really elite. So
it's true. I feel like I've put too many in elite now.
yeah,
Making
elite's
me
elite.
rethink my Astros.
Yeah,
I could.
The
I feel
great
like I could
Kirby
put
Smart,
Astros in good butt.
two-time national champion Kirby Smart once said, "You're either elite or you're not." So That's where we got to start whittling these down. a little
That's
bit.
deep too. That's
It
deep.
is. It is. It was during a post game, like running off the field thing too. Like he just had that in his pocket. He just like whipped it out for the world to see. It was crazy.
I'm dropping
He's-
Astros to good butt. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm dropping them to good butt. I think I put too much in elite. I think elite needs to be elite.
Yes.
And the Astros are good, but
Yes.
all right. So anyway,
A
Tony,
couple things.
yeah. What do you think
Number
about
one,
the South side here?
There's a 19th jersey. I sent it to you in Discord.
Oh,
Orioles.
Is it the Orioles?
Yep.
We don't
I
have to
sent
rank that
you-
one. That's the worst one.
Oh, it's not the worst.
Bad.
It's bad, but it's not the
It's
worst.
bad. I
But
mean, it's pretty bad. It's very
Where do you put?
amateurish.
I hate to say this, but I'm probably going to be the highest on the White Sox. I have them as good, but they're good, but it's the White Sox. Like it literally encapsulates everything.
But I
But
hate
it's the White
the team.
Sox. But I hate the White Sox. Also, the third thing is Joe had a trade. We'll break that down. But anyways, it's good, but it's the White Sox. The thing is everything that Cal said. Like if you could picture Eazy-E, this would be what it'd be. The South Side, it's the classic black and white. They didn't overdo it at all. They just
Like I imagine like Frank Thomas would look amazing
Oh
in
yeah.
this.
Well, this is just
Frank,
jacked up
just
muscle.
fucking
He's just
rip that
tearing out
Frank-
of him.
Yeah, just rip that Frank Thomas or maybe. But see, I don't feel like I would love Jim Thome in
Or Paul Konerko.
In that.
Like that would be way
or
worse.
Paulie Konerko or like one of those
Yeah.
guys. I just don't
Chris
feel
Sale.
like it would work.
This is a good question. Here's
Yeah, Chris Sale would-
here's my take. Chris Sale would not cut these up, so that's why I put it in league average.
Chris Sale would look at these and be like,
That's fine. Whatever.
I'm
Okay.
gonna put it on like last minute, but I'll wear it.
Whatever.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Still want to get the hell out of here.
Chris
Trade
Sale
me,
would be
please.
indifferent, so that means you can be. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I'm indifferent because he's
All
indifferent.
right. So there we have it. There's some. I mean, I think we all agreed on Cincinnati, and that
Yep.
was the only one that was unanimously brilliant.
As it should be. Yep.
So
we
no,
had a
hold on.
Marlin in there. We had a
I-
Brewers in
I'm-
there.
I didn't get a chance to do my mic drop. Now I'm cutting the promo on Joe. Pull up Discord, and I want one of you two, read what the ABL trade block says in Joe's
Yeah.
message. The update one, the older one. Can you read it out loud? Either
He's
one.
just
Of you.
doing
I don't
picks
care.
for picks.
I'm gonna let
No,
Cal
but
do
read-
it. I don't
no.
wanna-
All right, here we go.
Read what the message says.
These 6 picks for 2024.
No,
on the
no, no.
block. Oh wait,
The one
which
above
one?
that. The one
He
above
deleted
that.
it. Dude, deleted it.
Of course he did. You want to know why he did? You want to know why? Here's my mic. Here's why he deleted it. Here's why he deleted it. Because he said, this is why. This is why. He said teams have until tomorrow morning to make an offer for him. And then this guy goes and accepts an offer before his timeline is up.
Well, I mean,
Point proven. I'm done.
So bad.
I'm done. He deleted his trade block because he knew he was just going to get called out. He knew it. I deleted it live while we're on the pod. Deleted it.
I feel like it
because
was like
he made
Tom
a
and Jerry.
deal.
It's like Tom and Jerry. Jerry goes in the little hole, and I'm like, "What the hell? Where'd it go?"
Yeah, it's gone.
It just disappeared. I was like,
It
"Where?"
disappeared.
I was reading it.
Yeah.
Just poof. That was wild. That was amazing.
Because he's listening to this and he knows what we were going to say.
What were you
He
gonna say?
knows.
What were you gonna say?
Or was it because he made a deal and that's no longer a relevant post? I
There's
mean,
no way. Not the timing of it. No way.
Nope. Not a chance. Not a chance.
it's like, oh shit, Cal's gonna go read this out loud on the pod. I have to.
Yeah.
read
no
Yep.
it.
Yep.
For the one person watching this, they can't know. Only Joe and Don will know. We can't let this
Oh,
word get
man.
out.
Anyways,
Wow.
his post said he's shopping Nikki Allen and he's going to let people put offers in. And then tomorrow morning, which this looks like tonight, not tomorrow morning, he's going to accept the best offer.
Oh no! How dare he?
Oh,
No, but
so-
it's also like this feels like the Duke when Duke's like good MLB players for his prospects.
Yeah.
So then it's not done. No, he's just dumping. He's not quitting. He's just like, I have this
Oh,
guy.
no. Well, here's the thing.
It's Lopez, by the way. It's Lopez.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing he doesn't know
Lopez, yeah.
is he put that out there. I'm here doing the pod. I was actually going to make an offer on Nicky Lopez, but hey, that's he doesn't go by his.
He must have gotten an offer that he liked. That's the thing. I mean, why wait?
Here. Let's go over the. Let's go over the return.
Maybe Joe did get to trade. Okay, so he did trade. Okay.
He did trade.
All
he
right,
got a third. He got a third-round pick, which was mine.
Man, timing of that was so amazing. Then
he got a third-round pick, and he gave up 2 5ths plus Nicky Lopez.
Oh, maybe. I mean, I haven't looked at the Dodgers too much. We looked at him a little bit tonight, but does he have?
Well, here's the thing.
Crunch or something? I mean,
yeah, he does. Nicky Lopez just got activated.
I would do that deal.
No, but I wanted. $5, I probably would. Hey, I probably would have offered more.
That's not fair. You could.
What do you mean it's not fair?
That's not fair. That's not fair.
He gave me a deadline. He gave me a deadline tomorrow morning. I'm here doing this pod, and he's chatting here.
Look,
with
Joe was obviously. I would say he was perhaps rankled by your promo earlier, your call out, and
he's like, oh,
and I guess I'm not allowed to make trades, Don. I'm sorry.
All right, so that's Joe's trade. We're gonna hit 245 right now, but let's I mean, if you made it this far, Don, Don and Joe,
blessings.
Feel free to maybe offer your opinions on you have on some of these jerseys, but I think the next pod will be more. The ABL stuff seems to be
pro wrestling.
Got the most action, it'll be pro wrestling and ABL, yeah. But I don't think we have too much more stuff like this.
We should have.
This was Cal's idea.
We should compare. We should have each ABL team line up with a pro wrestler.
I can't think of 30 pro wrestlers.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
No, I mean,
I can't think of 30 owners.
I can. Yeah, I can.
It's fair.
Look, it's my pod. I get to be Shawn Michaels, even though I don't think I'm Shawn Michaels, but I get to be Shawn Michaels.
I love it.
So, I mean, we're gonna have to do that to, straight away.
I want to be Macho Man.
John
I
and
want to
Joe,
do the voice.
Appreciate it. If anybody watches this whole thing, 2 hours 45 minutes. We did the WBC stuff. This was Cal's idea. I approached him as like, I want to do another ranking thing. I want to do a little more relaxed and casual, where it's not just all ABL talk. So it's Cal's idea. Thank you for the idea. I think it worked out pretty good. We got almost 3 hours of content out of it. So hopefully more than, the 2 guys that watched definitely watched for more than 28 minutes. So
that's true.
See, this thing with YouTube, I don't know if it counts just the watches after the live stream. Like, is it the people that watch it now that it's on YouTube, or is it just people that watch through?
It's
YouTube
both. It combines. It combines them.
Okay. So 28 minute average watch time on the videos. I know you guys can do better. If you just don't want to, that's fine. But I know you can. I mean, whoever it is.
It is kind of funny to be at the end of a 3-hour pod and be like, come on, guys, step it up. Let's go.
I know, right?
Get this engagement up.
It really doesn't make any sense.
Hey,
practically speaking, get your shit together.
Smash that like button. Ring the bell.
I've never said that on this channel, and I never will. I'll be the only guy that doesn't solicit you to do that. I don't care if you do, and nobody ever does. That's the thing. I don't ask them to, and they don't. So I don't know if that maybe it really affects people. Maybe if I started telling them to, they would, but they don't. As it is, most of the time it's just me, or it's just like me watching it on my other accounts or whatever it is. But most of the time.
Also, I will say this because I have figured this one out. It does by account, not by view. So, like, if I watch this video 3 times, it counts as 1 view.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
I guess that's fair, but man,
Cat or Don,
you're not a unique view,
Yeah.
Don wants to be the junkyard dog.
Pick it up for the salt.
Well,
junkyard dog for professional wrestling.
I'll tell you what, I went to
he was from New Orleans, though. I think, wasn't he? He was from New Orleans.
He's down south. Yeah, that probably sounds right.
I think he was. I think he was in New Orleans. Or maybe he was from Atlanta. Shit, I don't. He's somewhere around there.
The South,
but,
yeah. And you wanted to be Macho Man?
3 hours.
No, Cal.
What?
Oh, Cal. Yeah, Cal can be Macho. I mean, that's okay.
Yeah, I want to be Macho Man just because I want to do the voice. That's the only reason why. I have no other
wrestling ABL.
See, And I thought we talked about this one other time, and I was going to be Shawn Michaels, and Adam.
I would never have agreed to that.
Well,
I would
no,
never have
and
agreed to
Adam
that.
was going to be Bret Hart, so we could have like the ultimate feud.
Does Duke get to be
Oh
Ric
yeah,
Flair?
I might have said you had some Michaels Hart, heat going, especially like 96, 97, somewhere around there. The real Michaels Hart stuff, like you had that going. But now it's like I don't know. You're like Hogan and Hogan and somebody that he does. He just does it just to do it. Like Hogan shows up to sign the autographs.
Hogan and like Hogan and Sergeant Slaughter. That was probably
it's like Hogan and Slaughter like 10 years after the Gulf War or something. You know, it's like it's just not there anymore. It's just like we know you're supposed to hate each other, but there's no real heat there.
That was his worst.
Like it's Jeff Jarrett and everybody. That's seeing on Jeff Jarrett at the end of the podcast. All right, so that's 2 hours and 50 minutes. I haven't had dinner. I'm hungry. It's 9:30. I'm probably still not. I'm not going to eat anything. This is 9:30. It's 10:30 for you guys. But thank you for your Monday night. Thank you for your attention and your time.
Thanks for missing Monday Night Raw for us.
Yeah, thanks for missing Raw for it. Cal, appreciate the idea at the time. Tony, always very cool hat. I love that hat. I love both of your hats. I like mine, but I like both.
I like Cal's. I do like Cal's.
Thank you.
Good.
And the shirt,
good pod, gentlemen.
And
we'll see you next time. All right.
Yep. Thank you.
We're gonna do the Midwest thing. We have to end.
Yes, that's what we do. The long goodbye.